Go fuck your mother.
Hey.
Let's kick this shit. I don't know how long the intro music's been off, but sorry, we're a little bit busy. We're gonna kick this thing off with a track from Christian. This track's called Go Fuck Yourself and Suck a Bunch of Dicks. Watch it not load. Getting this thing off the ground is like trying to fly a fucking Empire State Building.
Impin' ain't easy. God damn, my Wi-Fi connect is ass. I feel like I'm stealing from the show's Wi-Fi, but alright, I'm sharing. Share. Shit, yeah, we've been live for like 5 minutes. Yeah. That's how you cover your mouth. You gotta just...
You just dab at them. Just dab right at them every time you go to cover your mouth. Fuck. Shout out, Christian.
Yeah, shout out to you, Christian. Finally, we fucking played your track. I'm sorry.
I swear to God, we played it like some other time, like the last show or something.
But I don't know. I wanted to make sure.
I had super deja vu when we went to play that again.
Well, I distinctly remember us playing it after our live feed cut one time, but that's neither here nor there.
That might have happened. That might have been how it went down. So I'm sick. I'm coughing up a storm right now. Some crazy shit's going on and over here in real life land, and yeah, this is probably gonna end up being a short show tonight. Jamike's not here. It's just me and your boy Lloyd, out here letting you know.
That's right. That's what we do.
We say that's what we do, but I don't know exactly what it is that we actually do.
Shit, it's just a good idea for a show name that George came up with drunk as fuck one night, and we have wrote it as long as it's been letting us ride it, I guess. What else can you fucking say about it?
I mean, I guess we let people know certain things occasionally. One interesting thing, I know somebody that will let them know if they come on the show, which hopefully they do. I just heard from Rick Doblin's people. Rick Doblin is the director and founder, I believe, of MAPS, which is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. And they're treating currently post-traumatic stress symptoms with MDMA-assisted psychotherapy, and as well as things like addiction and stuff like that with psychedelics. And I hit them up, and they responded to me. And yeah, so long story short, Rick Doblin might come on the show, which is a big...
Also a JRE alumni?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Which is also it's a big deal to me in a lot of ways, because about a year and a half ago I had a friend of mine kill himself. And definitely a guy who has suffered from some emotional trauma in his life, for sure, as well as probably, definitely physical. It's a long story, but a guy that definitely suffers from post-traumatic stress symptoms, and I honestly believe that therapies like what Rick Doblin is doing over there with MAPS may have been something that could have helped him to where he didn't end up killing himself. And yeah, so they're making huge steps in the right direction with treating PTSD and all sorts of other shit.
Microdosing and...
Well, it's not... I don't know how much microdosing itself they're doing, but what they're doing is what they're calling MDMA-assisted psychotherapy. So, they're giving people... Sorry, guys. They're giving people an amount, I don't know what the actual dose is of MDMA, but I think they're also using psilocybin, and they might be using, I'm not sure.
My personal favorite.
I don't want to...
I didn't just say that, but I did. What?
I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but, so I don't, without all the details in front of me, I don't want to start talking about everything that they do, but what I do know about is the MDMA assisted psychotherapy. I don't know how much they give them, but they give a dose to a patient, and then they have a a psychotherapy session,
Right.
like immediate or during, the experience that they have, and apparently they're just having massively good effects on people's well-being with that. So anyway, I don't know. Since I was younger, first time I ever had any experience with psychedelics, I always thought that they could be beneficial, and Maps and Rick Doblin is proving that. So that's super cool. And anyway, I hope they decide to come on, and I hope when they come on, I'm not just like coughing and hacking like a fucking asshole the entire time. God, this shit sucks, man. Last night, I just laid there. I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, but I didn't have to be anywhere for the first time in like a week and a half this morning. So I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning anyway for no reason, so I get up, just go take a piss, and then all of a sudden I'm just fucking hacking non-stop, like every 10 seconds. So I laid back down. I was going to lay down until like 7 a.m. and then get up and head out to this job site in DC today. But instead of doing any sort of sleeping whatsoever, I just every fucking 5 or 10 seconds I just fucking cough like a motherfucker. I think I've got the consumption. Jesus Christ.
Will's battling for his life over here, and yet we still let him know. You just gotta let him know sometime.
The show must go on. I almost called it off.
I wasn't even pushing him. I showed up and I was like, hey man, I'm down to just chill. He waddled his little sick ass downstairs, and here we are. Hopefully it's not too annoying.
I hope you all get sick over the internet. I'm gonna fucking do what I do every show, drink myself into a coma so that I can sleep tonight.
Yeah,
that's a joke, people. I'm not.
At least we let them know that you can drink and actually get your ass on the internet. And
well, I'm not a pussy.
Not make a complete ass of yourself. I mean, we've had a time or two.
Well, we've had other people on the show make a complete ass of themselves, but
yeah,
not like me, you, or Jamike.
I think we've done a good job of.
I've come pretty close, I'm sure. Oh man, this week has been weird, Lloyd. It's been very weird.
Yeah, it's been a
lot of shit going on.
Shit. I can't even tell you how many tons I have hauled this week in work. It has been yo ho ho and gimme your junk week, let me tell you what. Fucking A, man. I'm sore as a bitch. My knees are hurting. I'm starting to feel old. I'm only 25 years old over here. I'm starting to feel like a fucking... like I need some WD-40 in my knees and shit. Like, why are they creaking on me already? I got so much to live for.
That's funny, man. You're not allowed to be old yet. You know, when I was like... actually, I think I've probably told the story a bunch of times, but... I've had some rough jobs, dude. You know it sucks. And don't ever do it. And it probably pays less than what you're getting paid now. So it's not like you would consider it. But driving up to New York...
yeah.
To go put up temporary fences and shit. That shit was horrible. But...
Dakota just asked what I do. I'm a junk man. I go into your house, I get rid of all the shit that you can't move with you, basically, if you're moving out of your place. I go in there, I get rid of your furniture. And we donate the things that are donatable, and we recycle the things that are recyclable, and we dispose the things that are not worthy of donation or recyclables. I'm a junk man.
What's going on, Dakota? How you doing, buddy?
So yeah, shit, my worst job ever, I'll tell you, was probably, essentially I was a If you really want to break it down into the simplest form, I was a door salesman, door to door.
I thought you were gonna say like a dirty little Twinkie man whore.
Hey, not that desperate. But
for Joe Alvarez.
Shit. For anybody, yeah. Jim said I need some tattoos. That's funny you say that. I agree. But anyways, yeah, I worked for a company that basically you go into a neighborhood, you knock on everybody's door, you look at their fucking siding, their gutters, their front door, their fence, anything that has to do with that kind of maintenance work around the house. And it's just like, yo, been a while since you updated that shit, huh? You want to get a free estimate on that shit? Send a little $50 my way, and that means that somebody comes out to your house to give you like an actual estimate of how much that shit's gonna actually cost. So that's what they send like the high school kids out to do, basically. You know what I'm saying? Is just knock on everybody's door. You get denied 9 times out of 10 before they even answer the door. But when you get like 1 or 2 a day, you're like, yes! And it's a day's... But working off commission is not easy, man.
That's what I was going to ask.
It's purely off commission. You don't get any hourly rate.
Yeah.
You got to sell the estimate. It's not easy.
That's sales.
Yeah. I mean,
you didn't actually do any estimates though, right?
Correct. This was a high school job.
You would sell.
This is just getting the company.
You would sell
name
the estimate
out there for. Yeah, you're pushing for them to come and get a free estimate, and so.
Meanwhile, the estimate is its own sales gig. So.
Well, yeah, that guy, if he actually sells the job, is making a shit load of money.
Yeah, if he sells it.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Half the free estimate hookups are like duds, because it's like us high school kids are basically begging these people like, look man, I'll make $50 if you just say yes to this shit. You can cancel it halfway through the week. I still make my money. Please, just I'm begging. I'm a poor high school kid. I need to go to the mall.
Was that legitimately your pitch?
Dude, if you're sitting at somebody's door, if you're sitting at somebody's door for half an hour and you're still like on edge with them and they're still not fully sold, and you're like, man, I've invested this much time of my day of all these houses that I have to hit up. Yeah, you start to get desperate and you're like, look, man, you can straight up tell these people halfway through the week, if you are not down with this shit, I'm still gonna make my money. So do the right thing, man. Let this little poor sack of shit get his $50, please.
You know, it's funny. I think I had over the summer. I think there was a kid. He was relatively young. I think that's exactly what was going on. They were doing estimates for home security and surveillance stuff.
Right.
Meanwhile, that's exactly what I do for a living. So I was like, sorry, man. Look, nah.
I set up my shit, fool.
Yeah, well, they had some sort of, it was like Vivint or something, and I think they had a system that you pay like a monthly fee and shit like that, and I'm like, yeah, nah. Pretty sure all the shit that I install is better than yours anyway, so.
Did you see the South Park episode that made fun of the home security shit? Please tell me. That was so funny. The milkman?
No.
Damn it.
Is it new? Is it one of their newer episodes?
Like
South Park?
Like the last 4 or 5 seasons, as far as new, maybe. I don't know. It's not that new. This season has been incredible. All about internet trolling and whatnot, so extremely relevant to our J-Rec world of living that we waste away in fucking escape. But yeah. Shit, that's my favorite show of all time, really, if I gotta be straight shooter with you. Hell, I walked out on
walked out on the show.
I walked out on the last
walked out on your own show. What's up, Eric? How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Jim? Yeah, you walked out of our show.
You can call me out for it right now. I already brought it up, so
to watch South Park.
Go ahead and
hilarious.
shame me for it. Yeah, it is funny. I don't care.
No, it's already been done. I already called you out on it once. I don't need to keep doing it. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, buddy. It was funny to me. You like left me in here. I'm like, what the fuck, Lloyd?
I just couldn't believe that we were still live at that point.
Well, shit, you know, man. We usually go for like 4 hours. It's unfortunate tonight
It was
we're
getting
not going to be able
close.
to.
It was getting close to that 4-hour mark, and I was like, fuck, it's a new episode. I'm not trying to miss this shit.
Yeah.
I won't do it again. Shit, there's an episode on tonight. We'll see if I walk out. I don't think that we'll make it that late. We'll see. We shall see.
We shall see. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't just like keep coughing into the mic and shit. It's got to be fucking brutal if you're out there listening. So if you are, sorry, but fuck this shit, man. The way I see it, I probably got another couple days of this retarded cough, and then at that point, whatever goes, whatever happens,
I'm gonna give it
happens.
to Jamichael, and it's never gonna end. We're just gonna keep circulating through the three of us, and just
Well, by that
be
point in
sick for
time,
the rest of our lives.
by that point in time, we should have probably built up some antibodies for this shit, and fucking everybody be immune. But who the fuck knows? Oh, god damn it, Lloyd! I need a shot, man. What do you think about that?
I think that can be done.
I don't want a real scientific like consensus on whether or not that's good or bad for my cough. I'm just gonna give you my own science right now.
Go ahead.
That liquor is gonna make my throat thicker. That liquor is gonna make my throat on point. It's gonna help me out.
And I'll actually fucking fit down that shit this time.
It's like medicine.
Oh!
What?
Ba-dum-ts.
The fuck out of here, Lloyd. Grab me a... Let's make this happen, alright? Lloyd over here talking about putting dicks in people's mouth. Oh, this motherfucker. I can't believe this shit. Oh. So, if you are a no, I was going to say something, but now it seems like I'm wrong. I was going to talk about some shit, but it's not working the way I think it would.
I even snuck in a piss in the midst of that. Could you hear my power stream?
Power
Through the microphone? Coming through the wall?
Thanks, Jim. Thanks. Legitimately, thanks, Dakota. I'll be feeling alright pretty soon. I don't even feel that bad. I just have this shitty fucking cough. My sinuses are draining and shit. It's a bunch of stupid shit.
Yo, you want...
We gotta figure something out with Skype. Skype sucks, man. I think we're gonna have to...
try Uvu?
We could try it, but then it's... I feel like, you know, most people have Skype, and it's... You know, probably six...
Too whittle? Too whittle?
Yeah, a little bit more. Probably 6 out of 10 times it works without a hitch, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody would give us their Skype name, and then...
I don't like that ratio at all.
Yeah, it's not a good ratio. It's, Oh, God. Sorry, guys. It doesn't work often enough. I mean, it's not that it doesn't work. There's always something. Like, I don't know what the hell it is, but... It's like I can't find... The guy that was supposed to come on tonight, he's a friend of mine. He's a jiu-jitsu purple belt, I think. Who's just a pretty cool guy all around. I was just going to have him on. We were going to talk, but...
Get the mouse.
I can't get... I can't get our accounts linked up with Skype. Because I can't find his account. And I don't know what to do about it. But, Yeah, I mean, we could go the Uvu route, but I feel like nobody's heard of Uvu, and it's going to be like, what? I got to download the whole new app,
Right.
And then make a new account or whatever, and it's like, yeah. So what I was thinking is that we make another account. We make another Skype account that we can give the username and the password out to whoever might be coming on the show if we can't get them figured out. And we can hook it up beforehand. And then if anything bad happens to it, whatever, who cares? We'll just make another one. I don't know.
I kind of wanted to play this. If we can.
Yeah, why not? Let's see. What do we got? What is it, Lloyd?
It's the fight of the year, potentially, from this past weekend. The highlights of it, rather.
Oh, the
Cub-Swanson.
The Cub-Swanson Choi fight. Yeah, these highlights are pretty fucking super duper tight. So, enjoy this shit. Enjoy this shit real quick. This fight looked like fireworks.
The music to this little highlight is complete garbage, but bear with it. It's still a good fucking video.
Well, we don't have to play it, but let's turn it down a little bit.
I love Cub-Swanson, man. I was hoping that he was going to win this fight so bad, because this dude's dangerous. Little Justin Bieber looking Asian kid. Just kind of killing it in the game and getting to go against a veteran like Cub-Swanson, and god damn, they put on a fucking street fight. Blow! Man, that's Superman.
Yeah, he takes some punches, man. I watched this reel, or this little highlight video like 5 times in a row the other day when I saw it. Because I didn't actually see this event, unfortunately.
I figured that you wouldn't, since you were already out watching local fights.
Yeah, I was watching a local fight.
I didn't ask you how that went. Shit. There's plenty to talk about right there.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it was fucking awesome. It was amazing. Went and saw Joe's fight. Unfortunately, Joe lost, but it was a good fight, man. He got taken.
The distance?
It wasn't a decision. It ended up being a TKO halfway through the 3rd round. So
damn.
Yeah, the second round. The first round was pretty competitive, back and forth. Oh God, sorry. But the second round ended up on the ground at one point in time, and I was looking at a heel hook, and I thought Joe was gonna snatch that heel hook up, and take it home right there, but it didn't work out like that. God damn it, guys. I might be having another fit. But yeah, anyway, so later on in the second round, Joe was pretty wore out, I guess, and he got taken down, and basically the takedown put him directly in the side control, and from there he mounted, postured up, and just started punching, and he was defending himself well, but
once
he had a full mount.
Yeah. Gives the referee very little reason to see shit keep going at that point. Once you take full mount and you're just Donkey Konging and shit, it's kind of hard to give the ref justification to keep you in the fight for a lot of reasons. So
he was tired too, so there wasn't a whole lot going on as far as trying to get out. God damn it. Now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey man, you like the Let 'em Know podcast? Go over to LetEmKnowPodcast.com. Scroll down, click on one of our affiliate links like Onnit or Datsusara or Amazon.com. Anything you buy on this bitch right here, we get a little piece of. Don't cost you nothing extra at all. You go to dsgear.com/let'emknow. Or you can click right here on this Onnit shit right here. Get all kinds of shit.
Oh, yeah. God damn. Having a fucking fit, Lloyd.
I listened to Bill Burr years back do a podcast just like this, where he just keeps coughing and he's just like, fuck, I'm trying, people. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's Will right now.
I've had like 2 shows like this so far. It's just weird.
Unfortunately, I'm not talkative enough to keep the train rolling without the host.
We should do a podcast where I just cough the entire time. I just cough for like 4 hours straight. I mean, it'd be impressive in itself that I can just cough for that long. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. All right, take it easy, Dakota. Have a good one. All right, so here's another video that another thing that happened over this weekend.
If you actually go into the comments, it'll show more of it.
But yeah, we can go over it. I didn't get to see this either, as in live or the whole fight. I've just seen the. But I mean, you know, pretty much knew what the outcome was going to be with this, but I was still excited.
You didn't seem like you. I didn't really talk to you that much about it before the fight, but it seemed like a lot of people had way too much.
I wasn't gonna call it, but I mean, Dan Henderson's wrestling is good, and Jones, his jiu-jitsu, although you know, he's not. I mean, he's probably black belt level, but he's not technically a black belt.
He's hardly a blue. He doesn't
I
go...
thought Jones was a purple belt.
I'd have to look that up, but I don't think that he has a very high ranking in jiu-jitsu. He's... Well, I mean, that would only be the next belt after blue, but...
Yeah, he's admittedly... ignored his jiu-jitsu game throughout his career. Meanwhile, most submissions in light heavyweight history?
Ridiculous. Against multiple
jiu-jitsu black belts.
Multiple,
Yeah.
yeah. Lyoto, Vitor, who else? Shit, I mean... I'd obviously have to look it up, but definitely more than just them two. Shogun?
Here's some sort of weird quote. John Jones, BJJ instructor. In gi, he's a white belt.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah, no gi, black belt as fuck.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess.
I think so.
I don't know. I'm super pumped that he's talking about on Rogan's show that... And he did this flow grappling thing. I'm super pumped that he is looking to really like hunker down and focus on his jiu-jitsu because
shit, I'm not. I want him to lose.
You want him to lose?
Yeah.
What, in the octagon?
Absolutely.
Why?
Just because.
Because of the type of person he is, or
yeah, what? I want to see Rumble knock him out for a belt.
It could still happen.
It can.
But I don't necessarily. I want to see him at the very pinnacle of his game.
No, I love seeing him shine. He's the greatest fighter that we've gotten to see in our generation by far. Not even close.
Yeah.
I don't want him to do bad. I want to see somebody actually. I want to see somebody steal that. What's the word I'm looking for?
Strap.
Not steal the strap. Steal the
spotlight.
Yeah, spotlight. I guess. I'm still trying to think of a better word, but that's basically what I'm going with. Yes, Safford. John Jones is the greatest. We will not get an athlete like that in the octagon for some time. I guarantee it. I had that conversation with my buddy Travis, and he was just like, "No, we're gonna see a lot of guys like that." I'm like, "Man, I really don't think so. I think that John Jones is legitimately one of the most special athletes, not in just MMA history, but in like American sports history, period, because he's just a fucking freak athlete. He's a chameleon. He can do everything. He doesn't even have to have that much experience in the specifics of whatever martial arts you want to be going over, and he's still going to figure it out and still do it better than you. He's a fun guy for me to root against is all I'm getting at, because I just feel like he's so great. He is in a lot of ways just the ultimate bad guy, because it's like, fuck, who's gonna whoop this dude's ass? And it's like, nobody is. So you just gotta keep dealing with him being the bad guy. I just want him to embrace that bad guy role a little bit more, I guess.
If he can finish his career the right way, I think we'll be looking at him the way we look at Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali.
I think
Stuff like that.
Muhammad Ali a lot, because the physique and
if he can finish his career the right way, in that I mean, if he can stay clean and out of trouble and fucking continue to fight instead of taking multiple year fucking breaks off of fighting because he can't stop himself from fucking up. Anyway, here's this clip of Dan Henderson and John Jones grappling at the Flow Grappling event, which is an EBI rules no gi submission only grappling event that Chael Sonnen started from this past weekend.
I thought it was kind of interesting that they weren't wearing rash guards. I was kind of assuming that they would.
Yeah, they used to be allowed to not wear rash guards at EBI, but now they're making you have to wear a rash guard.
I think it just looks better to wear a rash guard. It looks weird to have two guys just in their fucking undies.
Anyway,
grabbing.
Check this out. Lloyd's stuck on dudes grinding together and shit.
Shit, I've been promoting.
You get him in that loop.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding, dude. All right, let's check it out though. It's pretty dominant little clip right here. He's so long.
Yeah.
Look at the way he just passed right there. I mean, that was nothing.
It's amazing that they're even close in weight.
It's a full mount. Full mount now. All he did is just push down on his fucking knee a little bit. And look how he's trapping that arm in there for this arm triangle.
Those long arms.
He makes this
so much
handy. He makes this shit right here look so easy. The way on Dan Henderson, look at it.
And then you know it's already.
And then it's already over right there.
He didn't even cinch it.
Yeah, he didn't cinch it up. He didn't even pop off to the side and lay down flat. He just got kind of off to the side and started putting the squeeze on, and nighty-night, keep your butthole tight. Dan Henderson, world-class grappler. I don't know specifics about Dan Henderson and his jiu-jitsu, but... And I definitely can't talk shit because I'm not, like, fucking... I'm not the shit at jiu-jitsu, but fuck, I mean, Jesus. It looked too easy. Too easy.
That's what he does to people, though. John Jones, that is.
Yeah, I mean, he does do it. He does it to everybody. It's fucking wild. So you said there's more...
Yeah, if you open up the comments, my boy Donald, he posted another, because Roman was like, for sure post the full video next time, and he was like, oh fuck, man, and then he posted a little more. But yeah.
So...
I don't know how much more interesting it is. I didn't even really look into it.
You know what? I watch entire EBI events, so it'll be interesting to me. I was pumped for this. I wanted to see it, man.
Oh, so you didn't see these comments?
No.
Nice.
I had been through there at one point in time, but I guess this was before all that happened and nobody put this up.
It is kind of cool that they do it in a cage.
Yeah, EBI is not in a cage. This is kind of neat that it is in a cage, so. And this is actually the first Submission Underground event that I've seen. I didn't see the first one.
Yeah, me neither.
And actually, I haven't seen this one, for what it's worth. I've just seen a couple seconds of it.
Oh shit, we got Jason Emerson up in here. He's all about this shit.
What's up, Jason?
So you popped in at a good time, homie.
Yeah, we're kind of going over some of these clips of the John Jones, Dan Henderson grappling match, Submission Underground. The EBI rules match. Yo, what was... Hold on.
I don't know. That was weird.
Well, they're smiling. They're out there having fun. I had glanced up and I saw John Jones turn for a second, almost like he was like gonna throw like a spinning back fist or like some weird back spinning elbow. Cause I look at John Jones in a cage. I'm like, look out for the fucking elbows, man. They're coming, but obviously it's a grappling match, not allowed. But
they were supposed to fight each other. I can't remember the number of the pay-per-view.
It was quite a while ago, wasn't it? It was like 160 or 70 something, right?
Way before that. Closer to like the early 100s. It was 2012. I was in London for the Olympics with my family. And I was staying at a B&B. And I got them to hook me up with like the Wi-Fi access to their place and everything, and I'm like on their personal PC, not a laptop or anything, a fucking old school PC. And I'm getting the news like, oh, Dan Henderson's out, John Jones isn't down to fight Chael Sonnen on short notice, and blah blah blah, and that pay-per-view is like the only blank pay-per-view number ever.
Yeah.
They just like went on to the next one. They just like ignored it, like it never even happened.
Kind of like the last episode of our show.
Right. I didn't want to.
Anyway, hey, so Jason's in here. Hey, Jason, we can make some shit like that happen. He's saying, hey, my gym has cage fights on December 31st. I'll go live or call in if y'all ain't doing shit.
That sounds great.
We'll see what's up.
That's very pro MMA, brother. This
That's
podcast
super
started off as a MMA podcast, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, pretty much. But that would be super tight. But that's super close to Christmas and New Year's and all that shit. Obviously, it kind of depends on what's going on because we'll have to see.
Can't make promises.
But if you can record it,
yeah, we'll post anything that anybody that follows the show wants us to post for them. For sure, especially if you actually,
Hey, Jason, we were still looking to get you on the show, man, at some point in time. So, we'll figure it out whenever. We're getting ready to shut this thing down. In all honesty, tonight, I'm sick, man. I just keep having these coughing fits, and it's fucking horrible. It sucks. But we'll definitely have you back on, or have you on. We were supposed to several months ago at one point in time or another. We'll make it happen. Man. Yeah. Fucking best fight, I think, of the night on Saturday at Cagezilla 43, I think is what it was. There was a chick fight, and these chicks were wild as fuck. I mean, it was probably the most exciting fight of the night. It was awesome.
Yo,
some good amateur fights.
If you want Rather than cutting short, I'll run this shit.
God damn it.
I'll run this shit.
Yeah. If I gotta dip out, you gonna keep going, Lloyd?
I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna quit.
I don't blame you. But yeah, we might do that. You know, I'll know when. At some point here, pretty soon, though, I'm gonna have to end up killing it. So
that.
you know how to do this thing, huh?
For the most part, what weight did you wrestle in college, Lloyd? I wrestled 125, Ryan. Yeah, I walk around. I used to lie about my weight and say, yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm walking around at 155 when I was really fat ass, walking around at like 170, 175, 5'6". I cut a lot of weight to make 125 back in the day. I don't think I could do it again for an MMA fight, even if it is the day before competition. I'm sure I would have to fight bantamweight if I ever make my way into manning up and stepping into the fucking cage. Like, it's been my dream since I was pretty much 18 years old. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not shy to give out my measurements to people when they ask. It's funny that
I'm a 32C.
It's just funny to me how obvious people lie about their size. I've never given a fuck. Like, I'm a short guy. Yeah, whatever. I live with it on a daily basis. You can give me a short joke, I'm sure it's gonna ruin my day.
Some people are more sensitive than others, you know. But
yeah, I mean, I come from the grappling world. I've seen dudes that are much shorter than me that could fuck people up, that are much bigger than me, much worse than I could. So, as far as I'm concerned, numbers are just numbers. When you face a man to man, shit just comes down to what the fuck that you know. It doesn't have to do anything to do with what the fuck your size is or whatever. I mean, shit. That's just a short guy rambling about trying to sound like a tough guy without being a complete douchebag about it, I guess. I don't know. Fuck. Well.
Yeah, I'm short too. But I'm thicker than a Snickers. So it's fucking... I'm still just a big dude for being short.
I stepped on the scale. I like the way that my belly area was looking recently. I weigh about 150 right now, and I'm not mad at the way that these guns look. So, I'll flex on them all day. Shit. And a matter of fact, my wingspan is actually longer than my height. So,
really?
Even though it looks like I got these little pterodactyl arms when I flex and shit, my wingspan is 2 inches longer than my height. Yeah, I got a 5'8" wingspan. Super John Jones like.
Oh man, how many inches is that?
It's an extra 2 inches for my reach, which helps if I'm fighting somebody who's also 5'6" and they only have a 5'6" wingspan, and which is normal. Your wingspan is obviously standardly your height. So if I even got an inch or two on you, it's gonna help me in some way, I would hope.
For sure. 5 sure, actually.
Damn. My boy Ryan says he's 5'8" with a 70.5 wingspan. That's pretty good.
Might want to get your genetics checked. Find out whether or not you're actually mostly
arms.
Chimpanzee.
Yeah, some people just got those arms. It doesn't even go past your head. It
That's
makes it look like I have such stubby arms and I'm lying about what I'm talking about. But no.
It's smoke and mirrors. We're just using fucking video editing to make you look like you're actually like this big.
I swear, dude, this camera makes me look so much bigger than I am every time because I'm sitting next to you. I'm
not that much bigger than you in the first place, but you're sitting on a pillow. So it's like...
Yeah, you're slumping. I sit upright a little bit better.
I don't really... When I'm down here doing this thing, I don't really do it like that. I sit... I do so much sitting when I'm driving that it's just like... And I'm sick right now. And then, you know, I like to get up on the mic like this and talk very sensually to our audience. Our listeners like to hear what I have to say when I'm in your ear.
Do they, though?
You don't have the same effect. You gotta get that.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it right. Do they, though?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Here, let me just suck all the snot back into my head, right into the mic. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck. Yeah, how big is your cock, Safford? Soft 6. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys are too much. Too much in the comments. Man, you know what? I'm kind of excited to go retire upstairs and just turn the podcast on and watch Lloyd just go by himself.
I gotta figure out how to get my boy Ryan on the phone. He wants to talk some real shit.
Well,
I wanna
just get him on the phone and turn the speaker on.
I guess it'll just be audio.
Either that or get him hooked up with Skype.
I'm not trying to force him to figure that all out.
Well, it's a pain in the ass to have to do that when you're already on the air.
Exactly. He has my fucking phone number. I think. Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you?
Do you?
Saf nuts. You still got that number? If so, I'll pick up for show. Or I might have. You were one of the first callers that was straight up phone number to phone number contact. So I'll figure it out whenever Will struts out.
I'm getting ready to call it.
Can you give him a little bit of a powwow while I take a quick piss before I take the mic on my own?
Do it.
Shit, he says he might not have my number, and just slide into the DMs, Safford. It ain't that secretive.
Oh, I'm gonna pour myself some of Lloyd's medicine here. I go upstairs, drink about 3 bottles of cough syrup, bang some heroin, and go to sleep. Get ready for work tomorrow. I'm kidding. Alright, it was a joke. But fuck, man, I really do. I don't feel good. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't feel good. I don't feel that bad. It's just this fucking cough and my nose is running. It's just stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's pissing me off. Drainage, sinus shit. Fucking this cough though. This cough is brutal. It's dry. Every time I cough, it's like a fucking desert. It's like 38 vultures fucking scatter off the corpse of some sort of like desiccated lizard, and it's just fucking dust everywhere. It's fucking horrible. It sucks. How's the old
Chris? I really hope that you misspell my name like that purposely, because that hurts my feelings if not. Lyoid. I'm sure it's been discussed before. Whatever.
How's the old piss lizard, Lloyd?
Oh, I'm drained for now.
I'm drained AF. Soaked.
Oh, you want a cheers on that?
Yeah, fuck it. It's medicine for me right now.
I hope so.
At this point, I'm not even celebrating. It's just
cheers to Will. God bless.
Hashtag God bless. Oh my god. That's a little bit better. That adds. I gotta go to work tomorrow too. Thankfully it's not super early.
I'm gonna check right now what time I have to go to work. Over under 7:30.
I'm saying you're gonna be later than that.
That would be nice, but I think that you're wrong.
I shit. This morning, you know what? Tomorrow's pretty much up to me. I'm kind of already sick, and so I know what needs to be done, so I can kind of show up whenever I need to.
Alex D and Lloyd, please start at 7:15 and take an empty truck.
Ooh, 7:15.
Fuck.
That's not that bad. You'll be alright.
Nah, it means I have to wake up here about like 5:30 and leave Winchester.
Yeah, that's
6
not that
o'clock.
bad. I've been waking up at 3:45 every day for the past like 2 weeks, so 5:30 is like shit. Okay.
Yeah, but I worked until like damn near 6.
Yeah, I worked until damn near 6 the other day and woke up at 3:45, but that's rare. I'm not trying to one up you or anything. I'm just saying I do it too sometimes, so it's a pain in the ass, man. It sucks. Plus the amount of driving. The amount of driving is I have to deal with is Jesus Christ. That day I didn't get home till like 7:30 or something. It was some point, earlier in the week or last week. Got me fucked up. Alright. God damn it, I hate to leave when the party's like just getting started, but ooh. Yeah, Ryan, the PTSD stuff. We'll do it some other time for sure. We'll make sure we get you set up on Skype.
It doesn't have to be some other time. I just DM'd him my fucking number for the second time.
Or you can do it now, but I'm not gonna be here. I'm getting ready to head out. My my fucking my voice is starting to go a little bit. I don't really have a football team. Ryan's asking who my football team is. It's the Redskins, but I'm not a huge like football fan. It's mostly just all martial arts for me. MMA, jiu-jitsu is pretty much it. I'll watch some football here and there, but it just doesn't do it for me. I mean, it's fun to drink and barbecue and shit like that, throw around the old pigskin, fucking old American pastime, you know what I mean? But it just doesn't do it for me. Football's not the same to me. It's not where it's at. It's still, I mean, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not my thing. By the way, you can Skype on your phone. Also, by the way. You can do stuff, do things, do stuff. Whoop, whoop. This little speaker thing's super tight, Lloyd.
Yeah,
Just a block of wood carved out. Little fucking phone amplifier thing in it.
Yeah.
I still gotta finish watching EBI 10. I'm still right in the middle of it. I had to stop it at one point in time. I have to turn it back on. I didn't get a deer, Chris. Jamaica got a deer the other day, though. Jamaica got a deer. Chris is asking whether or not I got a deer. I haven't even tried this year yet. I've had so much shit going on the weekends and stuff, and honestly I feel bad about it. I feel like I'm slacking, but like it's like right now I'm sick, and then tomorrow I gotta leave for North Carolina, so I'm not gonna be here on Friday.
Well, neither will I, so we'll just, well, it doesn't matter either way, because I wouldn't have anywhere to set up in a studio.
Well, I mean, you could always come here and do it if you wanted to, but it looks like right now we're probably gonna skip Friday's episode.
That's why I really wanted to come in tonight.
Yeah,
and
so did I. That's
despite this little funk of Will's throat, I'm not mad at this episode so far, personally.
Me neither. I just wish I could hang in there, man. But I'm starting to feel it. It's really starting to wear on me. But
doesn't feel like I came here for nothing, is all I'm saying.
But
Keep
yeah,
the train rolling.
Yeah. I was gonna do it one way or another. Even if, like I said, I'd just sit here and just cough for 4 hours straight, and you start talking like, so how about we? And I'm just cough while you're trying to talk, and you're like, yeah, but what? But God, my fucking, it's so dry. I'm just like, I can't even make any guttural sounds when I try to fucking. God, this shit sucks.
Get that.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go get some sleep right now. I think I got the consumption from Lloyd. Being consumed.
Don't put that evil on me,
Don't
Bobby.
put that evil on me. But yeah, no, Jamaica got a deer. I haven't gotten shit, man. I've been slacking this year. I really have. I still plan on the latter half of the season, for the rifle season here in Virginia, going out and seeing if I can pull a doe or something like that. I just want some meat. Jamaica got one the other day. It's pretty cool. Actually, I had some of it. He cooked some of the backstrap up. It was fucking delicious. I had some the other night. But yeah, I'd like some dough to ride the year out on. I'm fucking around.
I think you'd like to hear this. Our girl Mary said, I find this
Thanks,
very
better.
relaxing to listen to while I'm doing stuff around the house. Thank you for listening, Mary. You're
Thanks, Mary.
Such a sweetheart.
It's good to see you again in here. I haven't seen Mary listening to the show in a while. Popping in the comments. Thanks for checking it out. I hope it doesn't disturb your relaxation working around the house listening to our podcast when I go fucking 38 times in 1 minute.
I hope she wasn't wearing headphones. God damn it, Will.
She's definitely not. Jesus Christ, though. Yeah. How long is what? Hashtag let them know. Thanks for coming, checking it out, Mary. It's always good to see you. Jesus, how long is it? I don't even know what you're talking about, Chris. What are you asking Jesus about at this point in time? It says, Jesus, how long is it? Oh, man. Is my voice sexier right now? Because I'm sick and my throat's all fucking...
Shit, they made an episode of Family Guy about that.
Oh, yeah. Soft 6. Oh, man. Oh, this fucking sniffle. I feel like Donald Trump. Oh, mid-election. Fuck. Pour me a little halfie, Lloyd. I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now.
He wants a halfie.
You're gonna be on your own. How long is the season? Oh, it's not that long. I gotta check again. Oh, man. Ooh. The bottom of the bottle. Drip, drip, drip.
Cheers, Blackheart. I swear you guys should fucking sponsor us. We've had it every episode with your fucking bottle on it. Take that label. You're on the internet with us. Are you gonna kick us or what? Or sponsor us?
What if Blackheart hit us up and they're like, look, we don't want you guys to drink our liquor.
You guys are kind of fuckboys, so...
You guys are fuckboys. Look, oh my god. I just watched myself fucking, like, go over to the side and just cough, and I swear to God, if we had a couple thousand followers, that shit would turn into a GIF image, and it would be fucking brutal. Just like 30 minutes of Will coughing. You could probably put that compilation together between this episode and that other episode several ones back where I was coughing. I think it was like 2 other episodes where I just had a cough. Jesus. Oh, man. Well, Jamaica's, the season's not over yet here. I mean, you can look it up. The Department of Game and Inland Fisheries, Virginia. Super sexy voice right now. Sexier than normal. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to the radio station. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast and checking it out. Doing all that cool shit. The name is Disco Stew.
You looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, looking at
Yeah,
you.
it's like a looking at Inception. All the sexy bitches, come up to the stage. Here we go. Oh, yeah. God damn it. Oh, shit. Mary White just says muscles. I can only assume she's talking about Lloyd. Shut up. Get the fuck out of here, Lloyd. Alright. Alright, God. Disco Stew. Here we go. God damn it. I get this, like, infinite feedback loop. If I look back at the comments and see somebody like, yo, Disco Stew. I'm like, Disco Stew. Just bring it back every 30 seconds. Because there's a delay between everything, so I say something. Then 30 seconds later, you guys hear it. Then you comment, and then 30 seconds later I see it, and then by that point it's like 2 minutes later, and I'm like, oh, I'll bring it back around. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. You ready to take the reins of this thing, Lloyd?
I don't know. I don't even have a fucking caller. I thought that I was giddy about it. I was like, okay, I got a caller in line.
Call your grandma or some shit.
Oh,
Who cares? Get Mary White on. Tea. Yeah, you're right, Mary. I gotta drink some tea or something. Not right.
Honey is really good for a sore throat.
Not right before bed, though.
Why not?
Not the honey, the tea. I was talking about the tea.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit, if I could get anybody to call in, I'd be...
Get Mary on. Mary will do it. Mary will call in. I know she will. Chamomile. Mary's telling me to eat chamomile or whatever. Don't they have like humps where they store all their water?
Waiting for like a vocal response.
Like somebody's gonna like laugh or whatever. Oh man.
She can't.
Oh, she can't do it. You calling Jason, talking all that shit, telling her. Jason says, "Do it, Mary." Meanwhile, Jason was supposed to call in like 2 months ago or something. Call in and talk to Lloyd, man. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, fuck it, man. I'll go upstairs. You can call me.
Why don't you get me some of the music playing, and I'll figure shit out from there.
What do you mean?
I just don't want to be sitting here like, I'm looking for a guest. Oh, somebody please call in, please. And then just, I'd rather have like the intro and shit playing in the background while I'm trying to do work and figure it out. And then just show me how to click it out, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, we're gonna take a short little break, real quick, so I can go over something with Lloyd real quick. Don't leave. We'll be back in a minute. If you leave, John Travolta's gonna be like, there he is. He's gonna be like, huh? Where is everybody? All right.
I got a caller.
Who you got?
I got Chris.
All right. Well, just do it then. You'll be all right. We don't need to go to any kind of weird shit.
We'll still go ahead and play the music, and we'll have a little powwow before you make your outing. Is that okay?
Yeah, I suppose. Let's take a little break. Alright. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm calling it a night. Lloyd's going to hang out and finish the rest of this off. Wish me luck. Pray for me that I don't die, please.
I love this man.
It's possible.
Give him your prayers.
I could die. I could die in my sleep tonight. That would be horrible. I mean, I guess that goes for everybody, though. Anyway, sounds like Chris Julsrud is gonna come on and talk to Lloyd for a little bit, take my place, fill in for me, fill in for the Jamaica who's supposed to be here tonight, who's nowhere to be found, but I guess I'll probably see him in the morning. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks as always for watching.
Acting like the show's gonna end because he's leaving because he's narcissistic as fuck on the low.
That is so bullshit.
It is. He's very not.
I'm just saying goodnight. I'm just saying
really
goodnight is all. Lloyd's like I said, Lloyd's here. I love you guys. Lloyd wants me to put some music on, and that's what I'm gonna do, I guess. Here we go. All right. Good night, you guys. Love you. Much love.
Sick kisses, sick kisses.
Get you guys all fucked up. Here we go. Alright, we're getting this set up. Get Chris on the phone.
$100%.
100, 100, 100, 100, 100.
Bippity-bippity. Alright, I found a good enough pic.
Well, how about one of these?
Oh, you're already on it. You're already creeping.
How about this one?
Yeah. I got one for you. DMing it.
Alright.
It has been DM'd officially. Yep, I can see it.
Alright.
That's a pretty man.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, fuck. Good looking dude, alright? Chris Julsrud, alright? Julsrud.
Just keep it Chris. It's just Chris.
Chris. Alright. So get him on the phone. Call him up. Let's do it. I'll talk to him for a minute. Just to make sure everything's going right. And then I'm calling it, dude.
Alright. Appreciate that. Oh, it didn't take long to get him on the line. I'll tell you what. Shit, I just want to know how it sounds to everybody else before we even act like we're getting into a conversation. Can we make it look a little better?
What do you want to chat about?
Shit, man. Did you watch the fights this weekend?
Of course I watched the fight this weekend.
Shit, it was a banger, huh? I called it the pound for pound. I don't know. I know that you're in the Fire and the Kid group. I said it was the pound for pound best pay-per-view based off of expectations, and that's what the fans were hoping for. That's just one of those things where you don't expect it to be half as good when on paper it looks like a bunch of bullshit, and then it ends up actually being a good card. That's what a lot of the Australian cards have been like to me.
What's going on, Chris? How you doing tonight, buddy?
Not much. I'm doing that Mexican work you guys speak of.
Mexican work. Oop, ba-doo.
Doing a bunch of drywall, huh?
Doing a little side work, yeah. Makes money.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
No, I don't mind it at all. It gets me out of the fucking house.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you gotta work, man. Everybody's gotta work for the most part. You know, I guess unless you're just feeding off the system.
Gives me beer money and going out money and shit.
Yeah, you gotta have it. How old are you, Chris?
Yeah, that. Go ahead.
How old are you, man?
I am 30.
30 years old. 30 years young. That's what I like to say. I'm working on that one myself, honestly.
I'm old.
Old man. Me too.
I'm really sorry to be so picky, but can
I
we...
look like I'm in high school.
I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm sorry, man. Sorry. What, Chris? What was the last thing you said?
Oh, I just said, no, I look like I'm in high school, but yeah, I'm old.
Hey, you know what? That'll be a good thing 20 years from now.
They say guys age better than women, so we can only hope.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think women like fucking old dudes. That's the thing.
That's a possibility, too, I guess.
Whereas, like, dudes generally, I mean, occasionally you'll have a dude that's like, yeah, she's 50. I'm really into that. But, it's unfortunate, the whole thing. The whole apparatus is set up for that, though. It's, they like the older men, man. If you got a little bit of gray, no chick is like... Not that many chicks give a fuck. In fact, there's a lot of, like, 18-year-old chicks that are like, yeah, he's, like, 60. He's really hot. It's like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
I think that kind of taps into the stability thing of an older guy that's maybe established versus, you know, a younger guy that's, you know, doing what he can to scrape by and have a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a security thing, I think.
All right. I hate to cut this whole thing short, but I've been looking for my out all night, and you're taking my place on the show for right now, Chris. So just...
That's fine. Go to the fucking doctor. You get your shit figured out.
Every time Chris comes on, there's some kind of, we're either too drunk to talk to him, too sick to talk to him. I'm sorry, Chris. God damn it.
No.
Always been true to the show.
I do it every episode. I'm all fucking excited. And
Yeah, Chris, you're the man,
Will's
dude.
sick.
Thanks.
Michael's fucking being a baby. You're all hammered.
Yeah, we're with the hammered thing. That's a pretty standard practice.
Yeah.
But
Hey, man, I'm drinking a Blue Moon as we speak. So
fucking A.
no worries.
I got
Good
the
choice.
ice house right here.
Good choice.
But I ain't going to no doctor, because I ain't no bitch, alright, Chris? I ain't no bitch.
It's not about being it's science. Not about being a bitch.
Oh, man. Alright, buddy.
Yeah, this is all. Do something.
No, you know what? We're gonna be just fine. I just need like a week. You know, I haven't.
You got kids in daycare?
No, my wife watches my kids during the day.
Oh God, I was gonna say. I got a 3-year-old daughter that goes to daycare, and she brings fucking you name it home.
Oh yeah,
She touches goddamn everything.
well, my son goes to school, so I mean, he's in second grade.
You're fucked.
Yeah, he's in second grade, and my niece comes to my house every day and hangs out with my daughter. So yeah, my entire house is just a cesspool of fucking germs between my son bringing who knows what from school home and my niece. Like it's not like she gets into anything crazy, but you know, it's just all the outside influences that you bring into your house. They all bring something. All of them. I got Lloyd's running around, Jamichael's running around. Who knows what these things get into? You know?
Yeah, no shit.
There's no fucking
my
telling.
kid goes to daycare. There's like 12 kids at this daycare, and half the parents don't have a fucking clue. Probably should never have had kids.
Right.
And they just bring fucking swamp germs.
Straight up.
It's ridiculous.
Straight up swamp death. Yep, I know what you mean, man.
Yeah, it's fucking bad.
Anyway, bro, I'm gonna actually go upstairs and listen to the show live, and I gotta get up super early tomorrow. And but anyway, thanks for coming on. Thanks for taking my place, and I'll talk to you some more later. Lloyd, I love you.
No problem, man.
Good night, buddy. I'm calling this one early. I'm tapping the fuck out. I'm sorry, you guys.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
Sorry. Don't be sorry. Alright, you guys. Much love. I'll talk to you later. Good night.
If there's any chance you can hand me a beer,
Yeah, I'll get you one.
then we're good.
Tuck this phone into my gi pants. On my merry way.
Let me call you back in like a couple minutes here. My wife's calling, so.
Okay.
Set that phone up the exact same way when you do it.
I'm just gonna let him end the call. So, let him know is officially let him Lloyd.
Lloyd him know.
Ice House.
Meanwhile, I haven't even left the room yet.
Heyo.
Let's just do some shit that we don't talk about off the camera.
Hope we didn't get our boy Chris in trouble. I doubt that's the case. I'm just Clearing the little white noise. Because I don't have shit to talk about when I got nothing to say but to myself. Shit, I still got 2 people listening. Damn. Anybody willing to listen to me talk bullshit to myself while I drink a beer, I'll take it. You the real MVPs. This shit ain't easy to run on your own, I'll tell you what. I couldn't do it without Will. That's my homie. I'll just drink beer and pretend like I have shit to talk about as long as I can. Fucks. Oh, it looks like he just hit his head on the door. I'm going out.
Suck 38 dicks. I love you guys.
38, he said. Specifically, make sure that you hit those numbers. But yeah. So anyways, what's going on, fam? J-Rec fam, Reynolds Rap fam, Fire in the Kid Army fam. You know, I think it's gonna be a pretty good weekend for a fight or two here. I'm gonna pull up the fucking card, start talking about it to myself, like I have somebody to talk to about it with. Sorry. So this weekend we got Paige Van Zandt versus the Karate Hottie, Michelle Watterson. I think that's a banger, personally. I'm really looking forward to that fight because we haven't gotten to see enough from Michelle Watterson in the UFC yet, and I think that she is a hell of a fighter. She's very attractive as well as Paige Van Zandt, so it's always nice to have 2 hot girls that can actually fight each other. I mean, can't be mad at that, right? So that'll be interesting to see how that fight goes. I have a lot of doubts in Paige Van Zandt, just because I feel like she got brought up in this sport a little bit too quickly. A lot quicker than most get a chance to settle in and actually feel out the waters. Not a lot of competition in that weight class. Yeah, it's still a young division and developing weight class at 115 in the women's division, so she's definitely doing work where she can, but you just don't want to see somebody rise up in the ranks too quickly when they need more development. So this is a really good fight, in my opinion, between those two, because Watterson is experienced. Okay, I'm getting a phone call from Chris. Chris.
What's up? I'm sorry, man.
No apologies necessary. I was doing my best to hold down the show.
I'm sorry, man. The wife and the 3-year-old got a hold of me. What can you do?
Oh yeah. Well, I would hope that you're not making too much sacrifices just to call into this show. Family first, brother.
Yeah, man. Just at work. Kid goes to bed and she calls me every night, so I've got to spend a few minutes till they good night and whatnot.
Right.
No, that card this weekend, though, was much better than anticipated. Usually I go out, but I was like, I'm going to stay in, have some beer, make some nachos, do all that. But how about that Swanson fight?
We aired it. We aired the highlights of it earlier on this episode. It was fucking fantastic, man.
just well, you know, Swanson's kind of, you know, I hate to say it because he's a stud. He's almost turning like almost into like a Uriah Faber. He's kind of going to be
Right.
a benchmark. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's not going to get there. You know, just with his age, the competition, I don't think he's going to get there. You know, he's going to make his money being kind of a benchmark, but that Superboy, he's going to be something, I think.
Absolutely. I don't even know how old he is. I feel like he's younger than me for sure, though. And
He's like 20. I mean, I don't think he's older than 25.
I think he is my age. I'm 25.
Yeah, I think he's got to be 20. I don't know. I'm not going to even take a guess at it, but yeah, just a stud.
Yeah, fucking chin on chin.
Yeah, no doubt. I think you give Swanson another round, he probably, you know, lights out, you know, kind of deal. He had him pretty bad there at the end of the third. But yeah, I mean, it was a good card. Pettis, you know, ever since USADA stepped in, Pettis hasn't done shit. Nobody talks about that.
Right. Yeah, I always questioned Pettis as a legit champ, and he defended his title against Gill and whatnot, and I still was like, I still want to see him fight somebody a little bit more relevant. I mean, no offense to Gilbert Melendez, but that kind of speaks for itself, and
yeah.
It's not like super surprising that Pettis isn't still the champion at that weight class anymore. That weight class is 155 is one of the most stacked weight classes in the UFC, and it's crazy that Conor is the champ at lightweight.
I wouldn't say that I'm not a fan of Conor. I mean, his work speaks for itself. You can hate the guy's personality. You can hate the way he trash talks, whatever, but when it comes down to it, they're not rigged fights. He's going in there and doing his fucking job.
This isn't the WWE. He is going in there and he's finishing them like legitimately. It's a fucking fight, and he gets the job done. Yeah, you can't take shit away from him, but I do believe that he's had a very favorable way into the top.
He's no doubt that he's set up for success. Like, I'll say it till I'm red in the face. I'm kind of a fanboy of alpha male just because, you know, they're roughly our size. They're competitive all the time, you know. But I still think you give Mendez a full camp, and I think he destroys Conor. I don't know why, but you see him in the first round and 3/4, takes him down, beats the piss out of him, gasses out. You know, you give him a full camp. Who knows what? I think Jose Aldo fights without emotion, and he beats Conor McGregor. You know.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from there, but that's just like not gonna ever happen in that fight because Jose is always gonna be emotional when he steps in the cage with Conor based off of all this shit that they've been through. They literally went through like a year-long world tour and shit and whatnot, so Conor's got his number. He's under his skin. He's in his head and shit, and that's unfortunate.
I probably should have worded it better. I think if you take skill for skill,
right. I agree.
You know, I think Aldo overall, or you know, Mendez even overall, probably a more rounded fighter, but I don't want to take nothing away from McGregor. He's doing exactly what he says he's gonna do.
Exactly, I feel exactly what you're saying. It's like you don't want to be the guy that's like he doesn't deserve these wins because these guys could do this, and this better. But There's so many factors involved. You got to give Conor his due. He thrives off of mind game warfare, and other guys don't. Other guys don't perform under that spotlight in the same way. You step into Madison Square Garden, man. That's a serious fucking arena. He made Eddie Alvarez look like a bitch.
That should have been Alvarez's home fight, you know, like
right,
game.
Right.
And it wasn't.
Exactly.
And I think that fucked with his head more than McGregor fucked with his head. You know, you're fighting an hour and a half away from your house. You know, however far it is, and getting absolutely destroyed. I mean, there was no point in that fight in which Alvarez looked good.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I still think if Aldo can put his shit together, I think he gives Conor a lot of trouble. But a lot of people aren't even talking about Max Holloway. He took Max to a decision. It wasn't even... At no point was Max like, oh, you're going to, you know, in trouble. It was a decision. You know, and then he just moved on. Everybody forgot about Max. Meanwhile, he's on a 10-fight win streak now?
Something like that, yeah.
9-fight win streak? 9-fight?
Yeah.
And
somewhere.
Just walked through Pettis, who fought 155.
Right.
You know?
I think that Max Holloway at 155 could threaten Conor's belt at 155, 100%.
Do you think Max Holloway would threaten, say, somebody as big as Dos Anjos, though?
Yes. I think that he could be a good fight for Dos Anjos, yes.
Do you think so? Do you think his ground game is good enough?
We haven't seen...
I'm going off sheer size. I mean, Dos Anjos looks like a goddamn monster. Even if you know, here's the fight I want to see. Everybody, you know, besides the Aldo fight, I think Aldo deserves a rematch.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think, you know, the Nate Diaz thing, that intrigues me. Don't get me wrong. It's a trilogy. Nate doesn't put up with bullshit. But I want to see Cerrone versus McGregor.
Me too.
That's what I want to see.
Me too.
That's the fight I want to see because
I think that we will see it. I think that fight will happen somewhere down the road for real. Because they've already...
I hope so.
Yeah.
The only thing kind of, I think, pushing that back is Dos Anjos, you know, liver kicks or, you know, body kicks. Cerrone puts him out in the first it was, I thought.
Yeah, it was. It was the first couple minutes of the fight. Not even 2 minutes in, he took him out. But
and then you go to who's the next loss Cerrone has at 155. Wasn't it Diaz? Diaz pieced him up. You know, so a trilogy fight at 155. You know, I don't know. There's so many good fights out there right now.
Hell yeah.
So many good fights.
Well, they already announced earlier today that Cerrone will be fighting Masvidal, I believe, in fucking January as early as...
Is it that Denver card?
That's the Denver card, correct.
Wow, they gave Cerrone his fight in like 6 weeks.
The shit that he asked for, yep, they made it fucking happen because he didn't get dinged up.
That had to do with that meeting him and Dana had.
I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with him just being the real motherfucker that he is and being like, "Hey man, I'm not hurt. Nothing happened in that fight on me. The athletic commission can come and see that I'm perfectly healthy. So let's make it happen again." The dude just likes to fight. He's a fight fan's favorite. It's just, what else can you say, man?
It's almost, for the dude because he's fucking killing the game. But he's having all of this goddamn fun. I envision seeing something like a 30 for 30 on Donald Cerrone being, you know, an elite athlete, and as soon as the fight game's done, his money runs out and he's fucking on the streets.
I really hope not. Obviously, you do too.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks.
I think he's capitalizing pretty good, though. I mean, he's got his own like fight camp running and everything. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think once he's out of the fight game, I don't think his lifestyle is going to change, and that's going to lead to problems. Like I said, he's like my second favorite fighter, you know. But I don't know. I don't know how far this ride's going to take him.
I think that he's got a good thing going for him with the BMF ranch, and once he is officially retired, he's never going to leave the sport. He's always going to be involved and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think that'll give him a little bit of an income. He's got that whole he's built all of that shit up on his own, so it's not like he's like completely pissing away his money on that. That's just like a passion project where I believe he'll see a little bit of money in return from his passion there, and there's not a lot of people out there in this world that can be just like pure martial artists that just want to endorse other martial artists and make any kind of money off of it. It's just not really a lucrative business. But I believe that Cowboy, with as big of a name as he has for himself, he should be able to. I think he'll be all right. I'm not too worried about him in post-fight life personally, as far as financial gains.
He's doing that. Is it a Netflix show too? I mean,
does he? He has a Netflix show coming out?
Is it a Netflix show or is it on like HBO or something? It's like a Western type movie.
I did hear about that. I didn't hear if it hits Netflix, then you already know. Then he's fucking set.
Yeah. I kind of forgot about that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. He's like I said, he's like my second favorite fighter. You know, I think that he gives a lot of. I don't know if he'll ever be champion, but
right.
He's got the tools to be champion.
Man, fighting for that 170 spot. Man, I don't know. I feel like he's almost just as. I feel like he's just as good off at welterweight as he is at lightweight, because he could beat Conor. He could beat Conor, but
I think he beats Conor at 155, just because you don't want to piss off Cerrone. You know, the only problem with that is, like he said his last fight too, he don't give a fuck. He'll stand in the pocket and bang. And Conor puts people to fucking sleep. You know, that's what he does.
Yeah, it's that kiss of death.
Oh, well, yeah, that, but I think if he drops back to 155, he's got a long road to even being title contention. I mean, a Dos Anjos fight again. You know, you don't almost have to see that again. You don't
think that his success at 170 gives him a little bit of a leap for a lower weight class?
Maybe, but then what's saying Nate Diaz doesn't get the first shot because he's beat him at 170 as well? Nobody's saying that doesn't affect that, because I believe that if they want to make that fight, whenever they want to make that trilogy happen, they're going to make it happen. It doesn't matter who's where in the rankings. That's the same reason why the fight even ever happened in the first place, or in the second place rather, because I think
between Diaz and Conor, that's just like a rivalry that it doesn't matter where the rankings lie. If Nate Diaz were to lose to an unranked kid at 155, I'm not gonna count out that trilogy happening either way, because it's too much of a cash cash crop and everything.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think they're kind of keeping that in their back pocket in case this new business deal kind of starts slipping a little bit, maybe, or something like that. Then they're like, oh, well, we can bring this up, or like a Nick Diaz Waller too. I seen that might happen.
I think that's going to be the 209 card.
Yeah, I mean,
that's coming up in like February, bro. That shit's soon.
It's gonna be fucking sick.
If we see Nick Diaz versus Robbie too, god damn, that's gonna be
a fucking show.
If that goes the distance, then we're not going to be robbed of seeing like a conservative fight. That's going to be a going of the distance where they are both not looking pretty at the end of the fight whatsoever.
It's like the Swanson fight this weekend, I imagine. It's
with 2 more rounds.
With 2 more rounds, yeah. It's going to be ridiculous.
Well, I would imagine at least. I think that might be a main event worthy.
You would think they'd put a title fight.
Yeah, because it is a pay-per-view. We'll see. We'll see. It is a pay-per-view, so that might be a co-main event at like a 3-rounder, which would be kind of disappointing. I don't like to see Nick Diaz fight 3 rounds, because obviously he doesn't slow down after the 3rd. Yeah. He's going to keep going. So.
Yeah. As soon as the marijuana lungs kick in.
Yeah.
Triathlete. That would be about the time I would imagine, like I don't know who. I think that they're going to use that maybe as a card to put like a Joanna on or something. That's what I would think.
Shit, so that could be it.
Because
the rematch,
maybe, and a draw on an undercard, so everybody's happy.
Joanna's gonna have to rematch the other Polish chick, Carolina.
Kowakowicz or whatever her name is.
I just call her Carolina because I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Yeah.
That was a fight too.
She's a little cutie pie, both of them.
Yeah, that'll tear your goddamn heart out and feed it to you.
No shit. Fucking Indiana Jones Temple of Doom bullshit.
Yeah. So tell me this: when you were wrestling and making 125, what did you walk around at?
I started my high school career at 112 as a freshman.
Okay.
I cut probably from a little over 130, probably like 135-ish.
Jesus.
To make
112, huh?
To make all the way down to 112. That's before the season starts. That's just like baby fat, not taking shit seriously, and yeah,
Did you play football or?
No, my parents wouldn't let me play football. My dad didn't let me play football specifically because he thought that it would be a waste of a effort to potentially get injured going into wrestling season, something that I've been good at since I was fucking 4 years old. And I used to always bitch and moan at them like,
so
Dad,
you're walking around going and wrestling at like a comfortable summer weight, you would call it.
130. I'd say 132. A solid 30-pound cut of like baby fat and bullshit. Or wait, not 30 pounds, sorry, 20 pound. Down to 112.
That's still crazy to me, man.
It got worse. It got worse every year. That was just the beginning.
Yeah. We had a kid that used to wrestle for our team that when he weighed in or wrestled 112, he was walking around at like 145, 150. His name was Bobby Button.
I'm flexing for Bobby right now. I'm flexing for him.
There you go. He was an absolute stud, state competitor every year at 112, 119, in the later years. But almost like Conor McGregor making 145. He'd step on the scale and look like fucking death.
Right.
It just was terrible. When I wrestled, I only wrestled varsity in high school 1 year, but I only wrestled 1 year. You know what I mean? And I walked around at probably 130 and weighed in at 125. And we had a wrestling team. I didn't have the body fat or nothing to cut. Because I did year-round sports. I was already in shape, and I didn't eat junk.
Right.
I don't know how you guys could fucking do it, cutting that much weight, and still be healthy enough and strong enough to compete.
Well, you're a little bit older than me, and even in my day in high school, it was way more unhealthy than it is today, and I'm actually proud to say as a coach, like, I do my best to monitor that kind of shit. I don't condone kids whatsoever to do it the way that I did, because it's not worth it. It's not good for your body. We have enough medical science out there to just lay out the line. Like, for sure, get big, and if you have to suck a little bit of water weight once a weekend, then so be it. But don't do it like I did it. I don't condone it at all. Like, I can't stress that enough. It's just fucking not worth it. I literally stunted my own growth. I can go on and say how I did this and that to my body and just deteriorated it and whatnot. I'm not trying to make a depressing fucking podcast about how I fucked my body up through fucking simple high school wrestling.
That's the thing. You don't think about it then, too. You just want to be competitive. But the one time I cut from 119, and I had nothing to lose. I'm on the treadmill running with a rubber suit.
Yeah.
And absolutely killing your body. How you guys, I'm assuming, had to go through the certification prior to.
Yes, I cheated it every year.
Everybody cheated. Everybody cheated. And I was certified to go to 121, and my coach put it at 118, something like that, so I could try to cut. Just a local guy from our clinic would come in, do a BMI test or whatever the fuck it is.
Yep.
And then, when it came to that, if you were close to a certain weight, the coach would say make it so he can make 112 or 103. Or we had a kid 2 years after I graduated high school who was a senior who was certified to go to 109, and they made it so he could go to 103.
Ridiculous.
Well, ridiculous, exactly. And don't get me wrong, he went to state, and competed. He was on the national team or whatever, the All-American team. But
I don't condone that at all. Like, what kind of kid as a 17, 18-year-old, who the fuck wants to be competing at that weight? But that's how competitive it gets, like you said. Like, you just want to get those accolades. Yeah.
Minnesota is a
top 5 state. Top 5 state easy. Top 5
huge.
easy.
And so it was almost at any cost, It's almost like Texas football.
Exactly.
At any cost.
Very well said. Yeah, I will publicly endorse Minnesota wrestling, 100%, one of the greatest states for wrestling in the country, bar none.
So we would fucking just, kill ourselves for a week to lose weight, do, captain's practice, whatever. And then just to get certified at a lower weight, we're killing it. It just fucks up your body so bad long term. But when you're in high school, you don't think about that. I mean, maybe now, but back when I was in high school, you didn't. I don't know. Wrestling is my favorite sport, bar none. I could watch that shit all day, every day. But the stuff that we used to have to do to make weight was ridiculous. learn a lot, I guess.
Yeah, I based off of just my shittily unnutritious way of making weight year in and year out through high school and college and everything and youth and I cut in youth and
I remember, like I said, I only wrestled 1 year in high school. Funniest fucking story ever is I wrestled because I don't know if you guys have them out there, I'm sure you do, but like, do you know what a demolition derby is?
Yeah.
Like where you build up cars, you go fucking smash them up, whoever's the last one fucking running, whatever wins. I did it for a fucking demolition derby car. Now, my brother was in wrestling from the time he was like 2nd, 3rd grade, was a stud. And I started wrestling on the weekends in a little, have you ever heard of like NYWA? It's like Northwestern, or Northern Wrestling Youth Association or something like that. But I did that. I was playing traveling basketball at the time, and I literally threw on a pair of wrestling shoes that were 2 sizes too small. I wore fucking shorts and a t-shirt out there, and you have to do like districts, regions, all that to get to state. And I was a basketball player, but I practiced with my brother, who's younger than me, in our living room every night, just because he wanted to practice bigger people.
Right.
And so I practiced with him, ended up making it to state when I was a fucking basketball player. So then my dad said, oh, you should try high school wrestling. So I did it for a year for a fucking demolition derby car. I didn't make state. I wasn't overly, successful. I mean, I was over 500, but it was pretty decent for never having wrestled.
Right. Especially in a tough wrestling state.
Well, exactly. If you were to go, like, online and look at, like, records or whatever, we used to have the leading winner, or, the most wins on a wrestling team in Minnesota history. His name was Kirk Anderson. And he ended up going, you ever heard of NDSU, North Dakota State University?
Absolutely. That's where the national tournament is held for high school wrestling every summer for freestyle and Greco, and I got to participate in it. So absolutely, I know NDSU. What's that?
Do you ever go to it?
Yes, I competed at nationals. I just didn't place.
Do you go watch it though, like now?
Would I? Yes. Have I? No. I haven't gotten to go to Fargo since I competed as a competitor.
Well, if you ever decide to come up, I've got a nice, luxurious, queen-size bed you can stay in for nothing.
You really live that close to Fargo?
Dude, Fargo-Moorhead would be like Minneapolis, St. Paul. We're the same.
Yeah, I know Minneapolis is pretty close.
Yeah, the Fargo Dome where you would have wrestled in Fargo, I can get there from my house in like 5 minutes.
What?
I mean, yeah, hop on the interstate for like 5 minutes and you're right there, man.
Damn. Awesome.
I mean, that town, the town I went to high school in that wrestled was only like 30 minutes from there. I mean, literally hop on the interstate, drive all the way there. You're right there.
Well,
you're like
shit,
in the
man.
heartland of the Heart of Lakes Conference at the time, wrestling. Like Frazee, Barnesville, DGF. I used to wrestle against the guy that coaches one of the high school teams right next to me, too. Still see him almost every day.
Well, I definitely remember passing through Minneapolis.
You got it pretty bad.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I'll tell you what. Honestly, high school wrestling is the most entertainment level on that high level when you get to like that national level at Fargo and shit. That is the most entertainment. That is the most entertaining level of watching wrestling because the higher you get, once you get up to college level, The guys are so good. It's too conservative. It's not nearly as
defensive.
entertaining.
Yeah.
It's way too defensive, exactly like you said. And then once you get to the Olympic stage, like anybody who gives a fuck about wrestling, like yeah, we get really entertained about a gold medal match at specific weight classes and whatnot, but for the most part we know what's going to happen and at that super high level. And when you get to the high school level kids, you might get a kid that's like ranked fucking 40th in the nation and ends up winning a national title because he was slept on. Whereas in college level, it's like anybody who's top 5 is gonna win an NCAA, and then in the Olympics, anybody who was ranked in the top 3 is gonna medal. So there's like no surprises.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that. My most memorable, one of my most memorable matches was, like I said, I only wrestled varsity for a year, but I practiced all the time with my brother, who, like, they have a little thing besides NYWA, it's called JCs. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like another youth wrestling thing. But my brother won state in that, so I mean, he was good. He could have been really fucking good, but he ended up quitting his junior year of high school. And
people get burned out.
Yeah, that's just what I was gonna say. He got fucking burnt out. He fucking weights and, God knows when, not being able to eat, whatever.
Dude, wrestling was my life. I almost got burned out my senior year. I was showing up to practice, not
going through the motion.
Yeah, not in any kind of aspect of like, all right, let's go to work. I was just like, well, this is my senior year. I'm here to take my. I better at least place in the state because I'm ranked and whatnot, and I whatever. Yeah. I don't give a shit. I better just get what I'm supposed to get at this point because it turns into a job when you are active in it for that long. It doesn't take much to lose the fun aspect, and that has a lot to do with the kid. If you can't blame the coaches or anything. It's just
that kid I was telling you about, that Kirk Anderson, who used to be the all-time wins leader in Minnesota, goes to NDSU on a full ride, wrestles for 2 years, and just quit.
Right.
Gave up a scholarship.
That's a good wrestling school too.
Yeah, he joined the Marines and said enough with this. He's just like, I've done this since I've been in kindergarten. He's just like, it's not for me. There's no end to it. I mean, you think about it. What's the end to wrestling? What, you can maybe be an Olympic gold medalist
and win dick. Yeah, you don't get shit.
Is that or MMA? Well, this kid could have been a world-class wrestler, but I'll tell you right now, if we were to get into a fight, you whip his ass. He's a wrestler. And some people don't have that MMA mentality. So
yeah, it's a shame that there isn't more interest. It's a shame that there isn't more outsider interest. It's the type of sport where it's like if you've never really competed in it yourself, then you don't have any kind of reason to really give a fuck about it because it's like, oh, these two guys in a fucking onesie are grabbing at each other, blah blah blah. I'm so used to getting all the gay references and whatnot. It's silly at this point.
Never got old either to the people making. You wear a singlet, you go out there, your fucking junk is.
You're wearing tights and you're grabbing each other.
You're grabbing fucking high crotches and all that, or putting the legs in. I hear you. But that my first wrestling match, back to that when you're saying you never know in high school, I was unranked, never had wrestled, a varsity, a dual meet in my life, and a kid named Brent Weller, who's from New York Mills, was my first match of the tournament, and my coach was really good about not getting into your head. He didn't even tell me who this fucking kid was. Nobody told me who this kid was, and I took him to overtime, and lost by an escape. And then I get off the mat, and they were just pumped I didn't get pinned, for team.
Yeah, that's good coaching. That's really good coaching.
Yeah, exactly. And so I go back, and they're like, "Oh, you have no idea who that is?" I was like, no fucking clue. I just was going out there wrestling and fully anticipated that I was going to beat the kid.
It's funny you say that. That reminds me. I said it's funny you say that. That reminds me of my personal favorite match that I ever won. I was a sophomore in high school. A fucking high school match. I'm just saying. I have a collegiate career, so to say that a sophomore year in high school match is my favorite, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Anyways, this kid was like a 3-time Fargo All-American at Nationals in Greco. And I'll call him out. His name is Hank Stinson. I see you, Hank, if you ever listen to this show. That's pretty much like my biggest accolade. It's this dude named Hank Stinson out of New Jersey. And like I said, he's a multiple-time national ranked guy. And and I got off the mat, and it was like a 5-3 match, and they're all hugging me and shit, and I was just like, dude, I just wrestled like I did my best. Like, what's the big deal? And they were like, you don't even have any idea the high level of a competitor that you just beat. I was like, well, maybe you guys shouldn't tell me shit about my opponent when I go against them, because I'll do better. Because
like you said,
the more accolades you know about your opponent, it's not going to help you. I'm not going to be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, exactly.
You could almost say it's like the McGregor mentality.
Yeah.
They're going against this guy, and they get in their own heads. Like you said, that's good coaching. You're just going out there using what you know to try to beat the other guy.
Exactly.
That's what I love about wrestling. It doesn't
man versus
matter.
man. Me
it doesn't
versus
matter
you.
who you are, who you're wrestling on any given day. If you do the preparation, you can win.
And confidence is key. This is in any head-to-head combat. It doesn't matter if we're using our hand-to-hand or my tennis racket against fucking tennis ball, whatever. Like, seriously, man-to-man combat is... I think that to me, I'm more intrigued by individual sports. Because team sports, there's so much more that goes into it to where you can't even, like, break it down to where... when it's just me versus you. Me versus you is so much more intimate and, like, fucking realistic. There's just so much more... There's so much less reffing and shit that gets in the way and whatnot. It's just like, alright, who's the better man? Let's see.
Yeah, that's like football and stuff too. I love football, don't get me wrong, but I mean, your job is dependent on another guy doing his job.
Right.
Who's dependent on another guy doing his job. Whereas, like you said, wrestling, MMA, any individual sport like that, once you're on the mat, you guys shake hands and the whistle blows, it's on you.
It's beautiful.
There's nobody controlling you. There's nobody making calls for you. It's your mind and body versus somebody else's mind and body. And that's all there is.
Yeah, I just wish that more people were able to appreciate it, because it is a fucking beautiful thing, man. It's just...
I learned
who is the better man or woman, whatever. Let's not be sexist here.
I learned more from being in wrestling than I did any other sport ever. Especially early season when you're doing cardio and you're doing conditioning. You're pushing your body to get ready to start pushing your body. The first couple weeks isn't nothing. It's that week before Thanksgiving or that week.
Oh, that's the worst, dude.
Where everybody's eating. They're looking for it. We used to have they still go to it, but a tournament called the Big Bear Tournament in Minnesota, and there's like, fuck, I can't even tell you. There's a shit ton of teams there. Like, if you make it to the second day, you're a fucking good wrestler. And like I said, I wrestled one fucking day, or 1 year in my high school career, and I made it to the second day, and was just fucking pumped. You know, they give you that extra pound so you can weigh in the next day after eating a little bit. You know, you're just fucking pumped. And then, you know, after Christmas break, I don't know about how you guys live, but like, it was like after a certain date in December, you got 2 pounds. So like if you wrestle,
you'd get a pound allowance. Yeah.
So
shit.
Everybody is just fucking hoping and pushing their body to the max to get those extra 2 pounds.
Yo, Chris, I'm with you right now. I'm with you right now. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have to pee so bad right now. I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed. I'm gonna make it real quick.
Go for it.
The people are still listening if you want to ramble, I guess.
People still listening. Let me go see if I can open my phone and get into the chat, which is a little bit fucking delayed. Let's see. Bam. It won't load. But 1 viewer, it says. Live at 1 viewer. I only like young ones. Okay. Julsrud, Luke White, they are, and then cannot play video. Oh, sorry if you guys are bored with me and Lloyd ranting on about old high school experience.
Thank you, Chris. I
No
can
problem,
hear
man.
It didn't take me too long. I'm pretty good at quick pisses.
I tried to open up my video so I could maybe have some fan questions. But,
Fan questions.
It wouldn't load. The last thing I seen was, unless you're D-Lo, I Only Like Young Ones by Mary White, Fuck Yeah by Let 'Em Know, and Julsrud by Luke White. That's the last ones I've seen. I have no idea how long ago they were.
Wait, you talking about posting up? Posting up?
Just comments. I tried to.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I learned so much just about yourself. How far can you push your fucking body to benefit a team, and at the same time be the most competitive you? You know, you learn a lot just about yourself.
Yeah. Every time that anything I ever did in my high school career, especially, that got recognized by the school, god damn it, the feels. They posted on the, like, what do you call it, what's the word I'm looking for? What do you call the, like...
When you what? Say that one more time?
I'm trying to think of what do you call it? What do you call the thing that has... The thing outside of somebody's school that has, like, all the highlights, like, oh, Chantilly High School won last week's football game and blah, blah, blah. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? The thing that just shows, like, the highlights, like, outside of the school. Just the little digital banner. Damn it, I feel so stupid right now.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about. It posted when I got my, like, 100th win. They had that, and when I went to States and
You're staying right at your high school?
Yeah, at my high school. It was just really cool that
Like the message board? Like
message board.
That scrolled across?
Yeah. Like, you drive past the school and you see, like, oh, Chantilly makes it to the state finals, blah, blah, blah. Like, and it would have...
The billboard.
Billboard, basically, yeah. basically, but that's still not the word that I'm looking for based off of what I was thinking about. But either way, that works.
Yeah. We used to, we had send-offs, when our state competitors would go to, state or whatever. They'd have charter bus or for a wrestling team. And as a team, I think we only made it to state. Oh, well, what year is it? 2016. I mean, shit, I don't know. We never really had a bunch of individuals go. We'd have like 3-4 guys a year go to state. But as a team, then they get the charter bus and they load everybody off and have a pep rally.
See, we don't even do it as a team. That's the difference between high-level states like Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Ohio. You guys have like a team state tournament.
You guys don't have a team state tournament?
Correct, we do not. It's all individual.
Really? So it's all or nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, you make it to states on your own, or your team can go fuck themselves. It gets really personal. I didn't come from like a super well-known wrestling school, so it was. I have two brothers that are also all state wrestlers. My little brother, he's a senior this year. He made it to the state finals last year as a junior. And fell short to a kid who's on a fucking full ride for Navy or something. I forget where the kid ended up going, but the kid that was in my brother's way was no scrub, to say the least. And anyways,
so your brother should get a ride this year.
He's already committed to Johnson and Wales of Rhode Island, so that's where he'll be wrestling for next year. And he's got his eyes on. He likes culinary arts, and they have a culinary arts program, and I think it's a cool combination, like wrestling and culinary arts, like actually knowing what you put in your fucking body and shit. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Until they have lab days where they're fucking cooking up Fleming Young and all that, and he's worried about fucking making weight. Hey, why don't you guys taste this for me real quick?
Shit, at least he'll know how to make a delicious meal, hopefully, without making it too fatty. So
yeah, no doubt. That's cool as shit.
Yeah, I told him he had his eyes on this place last year as a junior. So I told him, I was like, look, man, if you're really serious about this school, it's a private school and everything. We've come from an upper middle class family, so we have the means of supporting this shit. How expensive school is. And I just said I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do when I was in school. So you actually have an idea what you want to study, and they have a program here at a school for you, what you want to study. And they're offering you a spot on their wrestling team. And they're one of the top Division III schools in the country for wrestling. And me, I shot way too high. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to study in school. And to me, it was like wrestling is everything. So I went to the best D1 school that I could. My alma mater is Old Dominion. And still a very, very tough D1 wrestling school. But I do wish that I would have listened to... I got so many letters from D3 schools that just like sweated my nuts. They were offering me shit. And I thought that my shit didn't stink. I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna compete for one of the top 20 D1 programs in ODU, and that shit didn't work out for me. I never ended up being like an actual starter for their program or anything, so that's something that I regret a little bit, and that I'm happy that I have my little brother to see my I'm not gonna call it a fuck up, but rather a
The
I don't know what to
You're
call
going to live vicariously through your little brother.
Yeah, I want to see him actually be able to compete and be like a tough competitor at a good D3 school. And there's no wrong in that. Like, what was I going to be, a bench warmer for a D1 school and never actually get my real spot and end up cutting down to 125 for them for the next 4 years of my life for nothing? Like, fuck that. My little brother, he'll be able to be healthy. He's a 152 pounder, and honestly, I'm the same weight as him. You know, like he's not bigger than me other than our height. He's taller than me, but he's a lanky little fucker. My point being, he doesn't cut nearly the kind of weight that me and you did back in the old days. So
I see, that's the thing. I didn't really have to cut that much weight, but I was always in shape. I played sports year round. I was in track.
Well, I just meant our eras, mainly.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the know-how of cutting healthy weight wasn't. Essentially, you would just try to lose water weight. I mean, that's what's considered now.
Right.
You would not eat. You would not drink. I remember mini nights, like, a lot of people would put on, 5, 6 layers of clothes, crank up the heat, try to sweat it out. I didn't like doing that. What I liked to do was I would open my bedroom window at night, plug all my vents, and so instead of being super hot, I would get super cold, and shiver. You burn a lot of fucking calories like that because your body's shaking all the time, you're whatever. But you didn't do it the right way. Or like I said, you'd get on the treadmill with a rubber suit,
yep,
and you would run until you literally couldn't sweat anymore.
Right.
There's no sweat would come out. Your lips are chapped. You're spitting fucking cotton balls, essentially. Just shitty ways to lose weight. Versus if you just change your diet a little bit, you can cut body fat here, and then towards the end of, getting closer to weigh-ins, then you can start worrying about water weight. Versus that's how you would start out. You'd be like, oh, the easiest way to lose is water weight, so let's start there and see how far it gets us.
Yeah.
And that was no good. Not healthy at all. So, what else was there to chat about besides wrestling?
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that before me. Cut off the rambling.
I don't want to get her too boring for the people that have no clue or have no interest.
I don't know who all is even still watching anymore because I have you on my phone right now, so I'm not even following the chat anymore. I don't even really care. I feel like, honestly, we're having good conversation, and if it's not good enough for anybody else, then it's fine with me. We're just chatting.
I tried opening my chat earlier. Let's see if it'll work again. Let's see what we got.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're down to just me and you at this point. I don't have Will here. This isn't even the Let 'Em Know podcast at this point. Without Will, it is kind of weird. I'm just sitting in his basement talking to some dude that I happen to know and have a little bit of a wrestling connection with.
Yeah, no, I hear ya. We did a little MMA. We did a lot of wrestling. What else we got?
Unfortunately, that's almost all I'm good for. It's really sad.
Wrestling and MMA? You're better than that.
I like to think so. I'm not as nearly as much of the intellectual as anybody would ever give me any kind of credit for. I regurgitate information as far as I'm concerned.
I think, when you say that, I think that's what most people do.
Yeah.
I think they hear something, they repeat it, or, try to base logic off of other people's opinions, I guess.
I mean,
I get into a lot of political arguments. how much are you into politics?
I grew up in a very right-wing family, and I do my best to be as unbiased based off of my own upbringing as I can. But it's kind of hard for me sometimes because it's so like entrenched in my being of just like coming up in a upper middle class, working hard family. Like it's hard for me to.
Man.
Huh?
Well, same thing here. My dad was in the Air Force.
As was mine. As was my father.
Yeah, so I'm kind of I don't know, a military brat, you could say, in a way. We moved a bunch and whatever, but I wouldn't classify myself as right wing by any means. I think that today's information that gets distributed, I think instead of being right wing or left wing, as most people would define politics as, I think it's more of a what you believe and what you don't believe, and then kind of going from there. A lot of people base their opinions off of other people's opinions without formulating their own kind of ideas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and so when I go to talk politics with my family, it gets to be a little rowdy. It gets to be a little rowdy because I'm not necessarily right wing. I'm right wing on a lot of shit, but I'm also not, you know, on a lot of shit too. So I imagine you're somewhere in there too.
Yeah. I guess I just do my best to. It sounds like such a shitty citizen by me to say that. I just try not to piss anybody off, so I keep my opinions to myself in a lot of ways. So I just don't.
That's where we're different. That's where I don't care if I piss anybody off.
Well, that's good. I think that's good. It sucks being a guy like me bottling his emotions because I care way too much about what people think and shit. So
yeah, I'm kind of guilty of that. But when it comes to maybe like social ideas, I'm kind of like that. I don't want to upset anybody, but when it comes to like, I don't know how to explain it, other aspects of politics besides social issues, then I can be a dick. I don't like being a dick at all either. Like you said, I don't want to piss anybody off, make anybody feel bad, but at the same time, that's kind of part of what's wrong with society today, I guess. People get butthurt too easy.
Yep.
They take things too personally when it's not directed at them. They, you know, just because somebody says something and they're part of the group, and it kind of, in their mind, it attacks the group that they're in, and they, you know, then everybody gets fucking riled up, whatever. Like the Dakota Access Pipeline thing. I'm assuming you guys have heard about that in one way, shape, or another.
Yes.
That's not very far from like where I live. And for instance, my wife, she's a Native American. She's what the fuck is she? She's over half. She's over half Native.
Damn.
But she's 100% on the side I'm on as far as letting the pipeline go through. You know. Everybody wants to sit and complain about the environmental impact of having a pipeline go through, or in this case, underneath of a lake or a river or whatever it be. Nobody wants to look at how many pipelines already exist, how many pipelines cross within 100 miles of the pipeline they want to put in, and how old they are, and how technology is improved, and all that. Nobody wants to look at that. And when you try to explain to people that it's just a huge money grab for these Native Americans who already get subsidies from the national government, and then you start pissing people off. You know, and that's one thing I don't care about, I guess. That type of thing, you know, I don't care if I piss you off when I say that, but when it comes to social issues, like, gay marriage and stuff like that, well, my opinion is do whatever the hell you want to do. It affects me none.
Right. I'm with you on that.
It affects me none. So, I don't know. Pick something to chat about. Are you about ready to hit the bed?
We're pushing 11 o'clock over here. I mean, I'm not super tired or anything, but
How many people do we got watching? You don't know.
I was trying to explain to you earlier. I have you on the phone, so I'm not able to watch. I'm looking at a computer screen with my live feed that shows me moving around in a live feed form, which is delayed to you and to all the listeners. And then the other screen shows a picture of you that I have pulled up on here. And then I have my phone, which is up to a microphone with your phone call. So I can't.
You got me pulled up. You got me pulled up in my sexy hunting gear.
Oh, you already saw it? Yeah, good. I tried to get a good picture of you, and especially with the Baltimore logo for sure.
A Baltimore logo?
Yeah, you're wearing the Orioles hat in your pic.
Am I wearing an Orioles hat?
You sure are.
Shit.
And I'm wearing a Bullets hat. I'm wearing the Bullets hat right now.
What?
I'm wearing a Bullets hat that I found off of a job site.
Yeah, I'm not a baseball fan in any way, shape, or form.
I know, but I've seen you rock the Orioles hat before, and I gotta represent.
Orioles. I got a Rockies hat. I got a Twins. I just don't give a shit about baseball. What is it that you do for a living? Let's chat about that.
I talked about it a little bit, brushed up on it actually on tonight's episode, but I'm not gonna fret away from bringing it back up. It's not like anybody who was listening then is listening now, I'm sure. But anyways, yeah, I'm a junk man. I basically go into your house. I get rid of all of your shit that you can't take with you to wherever you're moving to, or it has a lot to do with like dead relatives. If your parents die and you're in charge of getting all the shit out of their place, we donate.
You do like a estate clean out or whatever.
Yeah, we clean out people's houses. If there's like a lot of furniture and knickknacks and whatnot that we can donate, then we do that. We donate first. We're called 123 Junk. We donate, then we recycle, then we dispose. So everything that's not donatable is recycled one way or another, unless it's just obviously not recyclable shit. Which, I mean, a lot of things are recyclable, and after that it just gets dumped. But we do our best to make sure that things stay out of the landfill that don't belong there. And
yeah,
our company takes a lot of pride in that too. Like, people pay us extra money because they want, people get attached to their items and they don't want to let them go, and it's like, I hate to let this go, but I know it can be donated to blah blah blah, and we do our best to make that happen.
Yeah, me and my wife every year, twice a year, donate to, we have a thing called like Dakota Boys Ranch. And so like I'll take all of my old clothes, shit that doesn't fit, stuff that's, a little worn, whatever. And then so like in the springtime, as soon as winter's over, and then we're actually getting ready to bring a load here, hopefully Saturday. But before, Christmas and whatever, and then we go donate it, and then my wife will donate all of her stuff that she doesn't want with my kids' stuff that, is worn or whatever, to the women's shelter in Fargo. So yeah, no, I understand people not wanting shit to go to waste. I don't like it to go to waste. I hate throwing shit out that can be used. Or, like you said, recycled.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is a really cool job, honestly. And sometimes it sucks to level with people and be like, you know what? Your shit isn't as good as you think it is. No charity is gonna take your bullshit, and I gotta level it with you. This is going to the dump, and so you don't wanna have to say that to anybody, but sometimes you gotta be real with them when they're like super into the whole donating process, and you just gotta be like, hey, I'll tell you what, we'll do our best to donate all the shit that is like clearly donatable, but you are thinking that things are donatable that are not, so I just gotta let you know that.
Nobody wants your used plastic fork. We can recycle it though.
Yeah, exactly. There's no need to go into more detail about it than that. I think that they get the point. Yeah, I hate to be harsh about it. I really do, but you know me, like I'm known as the nice guy, blah blah blah, but sometimes you gotta be harsh with people and fucking smack them in the face with some freaking reality, like, yo lady, your table that's falling apart is not going to any kind of our donating resources, cause
we're gonna get rid of that. Yeah. So I don't know how many episodes it was ago, but gosh, when is it when Michael and Will have their guns and shit in? Did you ever have any itch to go hunting, or have you tried to pursue that in any way?
I've always had an itch. Absolutely. I've grown up. I've lived in Virginia my whole life. I have friends and family that's a part of their every winter type deal, and I've never had the opportunity because it's always wrestling season, so I always have shit lined up going on and whatnot. So
that's tough. When is Virginia's hunting season? I know that I had asked Will earlier, but
yeah, I'm obviously not the guy to ask that, but it's, as far as I'm concerned, always during the general wrestling season, which is late fall, winter,
all the way through,
which I would assume is pretty standard.
You're an Eagle Scout, correct?
I am, yes.
So I would have assumed that that's something that maybe you would have done prior to even this point, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I was in Boy Scouts, never Eagle Scout, just like it was a time issue, a moving around issue with my dad being in the Air Force, but I just would have thought you would have been into it sooner.
Trust me, it's not something that I'm fretting away from. It's just, it's purely been inconvenient based off of my hobbies and whatnot. So
yeah, well, in wrestling too, like you said, it's one of the most it is the most time-consuming sport in high school. I mean, you can't really make a good argument that it's not.
All the best kids literally do it year-round. My little brother hasn't stopped wrestling since he was 5 years old, so just like I did.
You start getting into college summer camp, so yeah, like you said, year-round.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Jamike hit a deer this weekend, so I might be.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, as far as I know, hopefully I'll get a little taste of it. I know it's a decent amount of meat off of one buck.
Have you ever ate venison?
I sure have. I'm not as into the venison steaks as the best taste of deer I've ever had was, believe it or not, shoulder. It was shoulder meat, which obviously would be thought as tough, but my boy slow roasted that shit for like 8 hours in a crock pot with like barbecue sauce and all kinds of shit in it. Oh my god, that was so delectable. We made like a chili out of it. It was really good.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much shit. I mean, if you were to treat it like a beef, yeah, there's so much shit you can do with it, but
I don't like it as a straight up steak. I feel like it's like a little bit too irony for me. I don't like the raw, like bloody, meaty taste of it when it's just like a straight up steak. I think when it's tenderized and everything, ooh, it is beautiful. And when you turn it into jerky, obviously deer jerky is the fucking shit.
Yeah, if you don't like deer jerky, you're not a goddamn man.
No shit.
But yeah, I mean, maybe the steak thing he didn't. I mean, maybe it wasn't culture. I don't know. I like deer steak, but I use
Well, of course, you're more accustomed to it.
Like sausage and then like deer stew, stuff like that.
Stew.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's good you got the taste. You'll have to take some time off and even just go sit with one of them one weekend. That's fun as shit too.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
You're right.
Just go hang out if you can get out there for a few hours, and hopefully one of those bum asses shoot a deer. Put your Eagle Scout use in play.
If I was 1% helpful on any bit of deer hunting trip, I would pat myself on the back for it.
Man, it's not as hard as everybody makes it seem. I shoot as many deer a year as the next guy. I'm not a big hunt for horns guy.
Right.
You know, I can sit and I can wait and shoot a buck. I've done that before, but I'm a meat hunter, you know, so if I get one early season with my bow, then yeah, I'll wait. Then I'll wait and shoot a buck, but you know, I enjoy the meat. I enjoy I'm not a big gun hunter. You know, I hunt with a gun.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before. I know that you like bow hunting.
I love my bow. The feeling you get after harvesting a deer with a bow, a stick and a string, you know, the rush is uncomparable to most other things. You'd be good at it. You underestimate yourself.
Shit, man. I'll take that.
With your Eagle Scout skill, and that, you know, is it true that, say, like, you go to apply for college or the military and you have your Eagle Scout, that's almost as good as any credential you can have, is it not?
Oh, you better believe that I used it as a credential for college applications and even job applications and everything. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that you even asked that. How am I supposed to say this without sounding like a complete cocky prick?
No, hey, there's a difference between cockiness and confidence. There's a 100% difference.
I'm trying to say without completely shitting on myself. I went to a legitimate university, and I graduated with a degree, whatever. I was in a well-known fraternity, and I have my Eagle Scout. I have all these accolades that I feel like I haven't actually put to use.
So what you're saying is you're the fucking man. So let's move on.
What I'm saying is I have accolades that I have not used to my benefit whatsoever. I'm not in like a big boss job right now at all. Like, I bust my ass for nickel and dime, and I'm not gonna call out my company for that or anything, as I'm professional. And I've already said who I work for earlier on the show. Hopefully that got overlooked. I don't think that we have enough listeners paying enough attention, so whatever. That already passed. Anyways.
You gotta get rid of that nice guy mentality.
You're right.
That you're not wanting to upset anybody. The best thing my dad ever told me when I quit working for him was that come hell or high water, nobody should ever be put above yourself or your family. So you gotta put yourself number one. Figure out what you can do. Use all of your skills and your accolades to your best ability. And you piss a couple people off on the way. You know, it's either because they didn't want you or they couldn't afford you.
Right.
That's as easy as it gets.
It sounds crazy, Chris, but no lie, I'm not calling for you for a fucking job. I'm just saying, I as an admin of fucking JREC, no lie, I'm all ears. Anybody in the fucking group that has a job for me anywhere out there in the world. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have any kids. I don't have any pets. I don't have any fucking ties that are keeping me here in Virginia other than this goddamn show, for real. And I've said that the past 2 or 3 episodes, basically just straight shooting, saying, hey man, I mean, other than let them know I don't really have a lot of like strict ties to Virginia. And my family, obviously. My little brother is a senior this year, as I've already brushed up on, and I want to see him finish out his career and be the most successful wrestler in our high school's career, which he already basically is once he just finishes out the year without getting any injuries and whatever. But once this season is done, like 2017 is my year, bro, for real. Like I want to go out there. I want like I was saying, like we have this whole network of JREC and everything, and I feel like I'm done with the East Coast. I want to explore. I want to move out west. I want to take whatever job any fucking buddy gives me out there. I feel like
if you want to move to Minnesota, I can probably get you a job.
You know, if I move to Minnesota, I gotta be close to my boy LA. That's my brother.
LA Knight is, if he lives in the city, is 3 hours away. It's a hop on the interstate and go trip.
Well, that's a lot closer than I am to him right now, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. I like him. I haven't had any personal attachments to him. I haven't had any conversations, but I listened to him that time you had him on your podcast, obviously, as I am an avid listener.
I appreciate that.
Podcast.
You are the man. That is appreciated from the whole Let 'em Know family, just to put that out there.
But, no, that podcast you guys had him on, I mean, when he was talking about his life and, you know, whatever, long story short, he seems like a genuinely good guy. Like somebody you could go have a beer with. You don't got to worry about shit. You can just relax, and he seems like he'd be a good friend. You know, just a good guy to have on your side.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shout out to LA Knight.
Shout out to LA. And then that Eric Anderson.
Yeah.
He lives right there too, man. We're all in Minnesota. So, if you want to come, I'm 1,000,000% sure I could get you a job. What it would be with my company, I couldn't guarantee you, but it pays good. We build custom houses. So, you could be like a plumber, a framer, a laborer. Fuck, you could come work with me and be a painter. I'm the only painter they got. You know.
I was doing cabinetry for a long time with my cousin down in Georgia. Cabinets, yeah.
Dude, the guy that does our cabinets is a company called POSS Cabinets, POSS Cabinets. You can probably look it up, and they do really fucking good work. Everything's custom. And they're always looking for people that have experience. Like, when I first started my job, 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, something like that, they started me off at $25 an hour.
Wow.
That's it's not a lot of money, but I mean...
No, that is a lot of money to me right now, just for the record.
that's pretty good dough. And now, obviously, I mean, being there that long, I make pretty good money, but, I mean, most of the companies around where I live, Fargo, Moorhead, aside from the rest of the country, even like when the recession hit, never really affected our economy. You know what I mean? We're one of the wealthiest economies in the country. We got the oil patch that's only like where that pipeline protest shit's going on. You know, there's people going out there making, you know, $120,000, $130,000 a year to drive a fucking water truck.
Right. Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And we have a couple of the best hospitals in the country. So all the doctors, lawyers, professional business people, a bunch of them are moving here just because they're stable. And that's why, you know, a fucking guy can get a job making 20-something an hour starting out, you know, for a big company. Also, if you want to come. Jobs are everywhere.
I love having options. I love having options.
If you don't have a job in Fargo, Moorhead, it's because you don't want a fucking job. It's about that easy.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of bums walking around in that town. I don't think that they would have the warmth for it.
We still got a couple of leeches. You know, we still got those.
Yeah, but homie, I live in DC. I live in the DC area.
Yeah.
You want to talk about leeches?
No, I've never been through DC. I've been to like Virginia Beach. What the hell?
That's close.
That town being?
That's close to where I went to college. Old Dominion is about 15 miles outside of Virginia Beach.
Look, you know what? There's one thing on the East Coast, and it's not even really. I mean, I don't know if you consider Baltimore. Is it Baltimore? No, it's Pennsylvania. Is that considered East Coast? Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania's on the coast for sure.
So I went to a place called the Biltmore Estate. Have you ever heard of it?
Where is this? In Pennsylvania?
I couldn't tell you where it's at. It's called the Biltmore Estate.
The Biltmore? No, that's not Pennsylvania. That's North Carolina, isn't it? The Biltmore? That's like
North Carolina?
Yeah, that's like a big ass plantation. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so I've been there on my way back from Virginia, I think it was.
Okay.
And that place is fucking cool as shit. I wouldn't mind seeing that place again.
Yeah, that's like, you're talking about like a huge mansion plantation shit, right?
A plantation? Maybe it was at one point. I guess they never described it to us like that. It was some dude that like did a bunch of shit with a railroad.
It's a big like old school Civil War look kind of.
It's fucking old.
It's like a historic.
It's huge.
It's a historic estate. I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. That place is badass. I have no idea where that came from. I have no idea how I even came to bringing that up. But
Biltmore, like
that DC thing. My mom, she's been to DC, and she says like you go to the White House and you see pictures, and it looks all nice and clean and proper, but you get like 2-3 blocks away from there, and you see bums on every fucking corner.
Yep.
That sucks. We don't have that shit here. I mean, especially when winter comes. Like today, for instance, we had a wind chill of like -35. So the bums aren't hanging around too much.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't have time to be begging in that kind of. That made me sound like such a bad person there for a second.
No. not at all. A lot of the bums around here aren't really, I mean, they're not really bums. They're people that have part-time jobs that make enough to, you know, buy some food, pay for maybe a car, you know, live in government-subsidized housing where they're paying pennies on the dollar, shit like that. And then they're going out and begging for money when they're not working, and then they'll go to the bar. And if anybody wants to debate me on, oh, that's not what they're doing, no, bullshit. I gave a fucking lady one time a $10 bill and a fucking McChicken sandwich from goddamn McDonald's, and went home, took a shower, got my buddy, went to the fucking bar, and the lady I gave the fucking money to in the sandwich was at the bar ordering a steak.
Wow.
So they're not like super bums here. I mean, they got a place to go at the end of the day. So whenever you want, you come up, get you a job, chill in my basement for a while if you want. You know, there's money up here. It's not the most ideal for being, quote, adventurous unless you want to go to, like, Duluth or a little further west, like Montana, stuff like that. But they call some lands. Do you like fishing?
Shit, I love anything that has to do with just... That makes me sound so cliche. I really do love... I just love being outdoors, man. I really do.
We're the land of 10,000 lakes. I got a boat.
I know.
We can be on the river in 10 minutes from my house, fishing in 10 minutes. On a river where there's deer, turkey, fox, coyote, you name it.
Shit. Honestly, man,
time.
I think that's one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life is this crazy connection. I'm an admin of this silly Facebook group, and I'm able to talk to people like you that are genuinely giving me an opportunity to come out there and actually like make a life out there and shit. And I've stayed at multiple J-Wreckers places, crashed their couches and whatnot, and just had like a free place to stay just to escape from my personal reality, what it is at the moment. And it's a fucking beautiful thing, man. It's really freaking cool. Like, this whole thing transcends it all. Like, I get really bothered when people talk shit about J-Rick because they have a problem with bro or something. It's like, well, if you have a problem with one guy, then it really doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the group. Like, there's been a lot of cool things that have come from this group that we're coming towards the end of the year. This has been a full year run, basically, for the group, and I've been here since the beginning. I know that you've been there since the beginning, and we've all made a lot of really cool friendships. I wouldn't be here... I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to say one last thing.
Keep going.
I just wanted to say I wouldn't be here sitting on this microphone talking to you right now if it didn't have to do with this whole bullshit. Like, it's crazy. It's amazing what has stemmed from it, and I'm really grateful for making like genuine friendships through it, and actually having people that actually care about me, that want to... Shit, you reaching out and saying, come crash on my couch and whatnot. I'm not gonna like hold you to that for a fucking... The point I'm trying to get at is I just think that it's all really cool that I even have options based off of people that I met online to...
Yeah, I used
to branch out.
My mom, this goes way back. I mean, this goes back fucking when I was in high school, when social media kind of first got it, you know, started getting its feet under the ground. My mom would play online games and shit and meet people, and then she'd be like, I'm going to go to, like, for instance, Florida. She's been to North Carolina, just meeting people that she met through games or, you know, groups like this on Facebook. And she's made lifelong friends. They come to her house once a year. She'll go there once a year, whatever. That's pretty fucking cool. And I used to give her shit, but now I can understand it because it's not people. You're not just finding random people. you're finding people that have kind of the same interests as you. You know, everybody branched off of this because, or mostly branched off of this because of the Joe Rogan,
Yes.
the Rogan thing, and so everybody kind of has the same ideals. Now everybody kind of, you start talking to people and get more personal, and then everybody kind of branches off from there and splits off and whatever. As far as like the J-Rec thing, it's a fun page. I'm not that active in it anymore, just because I don't know. I don't know how to explain it without being an asshole, but there's just kind of stuff that doesn't interest me as much on there anymore as, say, when it first started. Now, Bro, he's been on the podcast a bunch. He's fun. He's fun to listen to, chat with. Seems pretty genuine outside of the group. LA Knight, genuine guy. I don't care what anybody says. There's certain people, certain ideas that I think everybody can kind of go off in their little splinter groups and their little chats and conversations, and I think that's been the biggest benefit. Everybody's kind of finding a little bit of a niche in a group and making, like you said, making friendships, making connections based off of what started as a different page in which, people didn't get along. It's a neat thing.
Yeah, I feel like we've brushed up on it a bunch in recent episodes and whatnot, but it just kind of never gets old. It is just...
Well, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It's something I would almost love to see made into a fucking movie one day, and that sounds so... yeah.
Reminds me of that meme of that old guy holding a book, or this old guy and a young kid holding a book, and he says, "Grandpa, what's J-Rec?" And he says, "Sit down, faggot. I'm going to tell you a story." That reminds me of that meme. That's pretty cool shit.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So, too bad Will wasn't here. We could have his interjections. Seems like every time I call in or volunteer, something goes wrong. But
I know.
It wouldn't be the same if it didn't.
Shit, at least we had a pretty good conversation here. I like to think, between the two of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Chat with you all day, every day.
Hell yeah, brother. It's getting about that time. I think I'm ready to close out. I gotta be up and work. It's 11:30 over here on East Coast time, so I gotta get myself at least 5 hours.
Here in the heartland, the land of milk and honey.
Are we what? Are we 2 hours ahead? Sorry.
What's that?
I said, are we 2 hours ahead or only one?
1 hour in. We're more than 1 hour in.
No, ahead of you on East Coast time.
Oh, and I think it's an hour, right? There's 24 time zones. I think our country has 4: Pacific time, Central time, Mountain time, and East Coast time. So you're East Coast, I'm Central, and makes it 1 hour.
Okay, yeah. Wow, that's only an hour. It seems like you're so far away for only being an hour apart.
It's because there's nothing besides the Appalachian Mountains dividing us. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's cornfields. There's cornfields. That's about it.
Fair enough.
Take it easy. I'll let you go. Get to bed. Wrap it up.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you calling in, and we'll definitely be hearing from you another time. And you've been good to us on Let 'Em Know, Chris. I'll tell you what, you're a good dude, and I love hearing from you. And hell yeah, have a good night, brother.
Keep it up, man.
All right.
Talk to you guys later.
Good shit. Peace. All right. Well, just about wrapping it up on Let 'Em Know. I have have no idea how to work any of this, so I'll try to pretend like I do. Well, I made that disappear. I'm gonna make the money flow. Let's see if I can get the... Yee! Oh, shit. Now they know! Oh. And then I'll get the music playing. It should be playing. Shit, do I not have the music playing? Took me a minute to figure it out.